our first day of our live finals from Singapore at the Singtel PvP Esports Championship is drawing to a close. We have 2 more games of Dota 2 to get through before we pack it up for today. Then, of course, we'll be back tomorrow with more Arena of Valor and Dota 2. And then we are live again on Sunday with the Grand Finals, giving away our $300,000 US prize pool and a couple of nice ones of these. It's do or die time here in Dota 2, though. We have these 2 groups, A and B, with 3 teams in each. Now we need to find out who is going to make it out. We already know that Fnatic are out of Group A and PSG LGD are out of Group B. They both won their games 2-0, so it's 2 decider matches to come up. First, let's settle who's the runner-up of Group A. Here's the first team looking to get in the semis. They need to win this game to continue in the tournament. They are Team Secrets. Team Secrets. They want to stick around a little bit longer, but to do so, they have to beat Team Signify. The other team looking to make it out of today's Group A, they are Team Signify. So it's Team Secret against Team Signify for the last spot in Group A. The winner of this will play PSG LGD tomorrow in one of our semi-finals. So what are we going to get out of 2 teams who can't afford to lose this game? We'll find out with our analysts. And Shiva, what do you think? Is this going to be a cagey match where nobody wants to do anything risky, or is one team going to come and take it?
I feel, Matt, that one team might just take it on paper. They should definitely be able to beat the opponent. And I think you all know who I'm talking about. I also have a switched up panel here for these final games of the day. We've got ODPixel as well as Fogged and Capitalist. Gentlemen, welcome back.
Hello.
We are ready for a best of 1. Winner gets to face up against PSG LGD.
It's rough.
It's rough.
It is, indeed.
It is going to be Team Secret versus Signify. And that's also rough.
There's definitely one team on paper that should be able to win this match, and there's one team on paper that would be a lot better against LGD. But that's why Dota isn't played on paper, Shiver. It's played on a computer.
Yeah.
Back to you, Fogged.
I wasn't saying anything. What do you mean
back to you, Fogged?
Come on. Well, my thing, I guess I would say for Signify, I'll put this out. I know they tried that, Core Shaman, and they ran in the group stages. I think if they're going to do that, I want them to go all in on it. Not be like, okay, we got Spectre that we can back up on in case this doesn't work.
But that's their style.
Yeah, but it's also their thing, is their hard carry that they...
I'd rather have them have a hard carry that's like a Terror Blade that with the Shadow Shaman, not a Spectre, right? Like I want them to go, if they're going to go for push, go for push. If they're going to go for team fight, go for team fight. Don't like split up your... Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. I think they also...
Something about eggs in a basket.
Every single one of their hard carries, they'll go and pick 4th pick except for that Spectre. And I do believe that Spectre, like, it's fallen off since, like, 3-4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
When it was...
I feel like we saw some other teams, especially in the sort of qualifiers for the minor, they were sort of still picking at second pick. But you're right, it didn't sort of have the same effect as, especially some of the other carries that you can get away with picking second pick, like the Wraith Kings, like the Phantom Lancers that have a lot more success with.
Wraith King and success don't really go together, at least not when you're talking about Team Secret.
That is true. That is true. But I've seen other teams. I think it's still in the position 1 role. I think that hero is still pretty good tier, you know, in terms of playability. I think, you know, Secret just had a rough game this morning because Fnatic have been looking really good today. So I think there is still a chance. You know, Secret do see an opportunity to get the Wraith King into the draft. I don't see them sort of any reason to stray away. I'd say in that game as well, out of the whole lineup of Secret, I think sort of the Nisha Wraith King and the mid one Lina, I don't think those two heroes were a problem. I think, you know, Nisha had a fine game, and mid one, especially on the Lina, he was having a fantastic time. You know, it's very hard for him to really pull through with the rest of the team sort of falling behind, but he had a fantastic lane on Lina, and he was doing a lot to sort of keep Secret in that game.
With a bit of a different kind of approach, right? Going for the Aghanims on the Lina. So
yeah,
pretty cool.
I think the rough part for Signify here is they're facing up against, like, they face Fnatic and Secret, who both have tended towards faster lineups. We saw the way that Fnatic played against Secret. Secret playing in the qualifiers, you know, they ran, like, Lycan and Drow strats that we saw in their very first game. They tried to run pretty much a only Wraith King kind of carry with well, it was really Lina who was trying to actually carry that game. But in the end, it was like, they're very fast lineups from both of these teams, and I think that Signify's style doesn't really match well into that. As you said, I think they do need a carry that's going to be, first of all, probably not picking up in the 1-2, saving for that 4th pick that you've been doing with almost all your other hard carries. But also, I think they want to be able to have a style that brings their carry to the table. I actually think that some of the other, like, all these other teams who are doing these amorphous sort of like 1, 2, and 3 that you can't really tell like who's the real hard carry, that every single one of these cores can get involved in team fights, that's really the style that you need to be able to beat these faster lineups that Secret and Fnatic are trying, especially Secret, which seems very fragile. In the fact that, like, with this Wraith King sort of lineup, you have to be able to snowball the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think, like, for me, I just watch out. If I was Signify, I'd just watch out for Secret doing exactly something like that. If they go for, like, Nature's Prophet Dazzle right off the bat, you just have to be prepared for some type of push thing that could just end the game early. Maybe even a Chen. We could see that come out again, too, for Puppey.
Yeah.
I think having a couple deep push heroes on their side will be just incredibly beneficial for them.
Get Wyvern.
Yeah, get Wyvern, please.
Just take first pick.
5 seconds remaining.
Not too surprising here on the bans with the Earthshaker IO as well as the Brood and the Tiny. The Brood, of course, we've seen how dominant it can be.
I don't want them to get Dark Willow, though. Because Dark Willow may be one of their preferred supports, but I actually think that hero doesn't give you enough, like, early laning phase presence, nor does it give you, like, that strong D-push. It gives you, like, really good team fight and terrorize, but I do feel like they rate the hero much higher than pretty much almost every other team in the meta.
Yeah. I just, like, you mentioned Wyvern. It's just like, Wyvern just, it takes so many bonuses.
It does everything.
It gives you team fight, it gives you wave clear, it gives you decent lane presence. Like, it does so many different things, so. They ban the Pugna still. So Drow Ranger is left in the pool. If Secret wants to go for it later, maybe second pick.
They did what? Crystal Maiden first pick last time?
Yep.
They did against
CM Lina.
Fnatic.
Was their first 2 last time out.
I think I can see the Chen or the Nature's Prophet.
Remaining.
We haven't seen Chen at all this tournament
5
today.
seconds remaining.
There's the vague Ogre
They do the
opening
Ogre.
as well.
Yeah.
Let's see what Signify want to do, see if they've got any sort of other surprise strats up their sleeves, something that can maybe catch them off guard. They are going to go for that Willow as the opener. Let's see what they look to pair it with.
I think that's a bit unfortunate because Ogre is also one of those better, like, laning phase heroes, and is not threatened whatsoever by, like, the only small thing that Dark Willow really gives you is, like, decent damage in the lane on one hero, and Ogre obviously doesn't care about the damage whatsoever. It's so tanky.
Yeah, I mean, the Ogre, you get the Stout Shield, you go to your safe lane. This is if it's the 5 position.
Yeah.
We still don't know.
I was going to say, you said it was Zai that you've
Zai
seen
plays
playing
it.
it in the
Yeah.
pubs. He does
Zai
do
plays
the
it in
off lane.
pubs.
Yeah, do you guys know, was I the one who originated that? Because I saw
yeah, who
Smash
started
playing.
it?
You saw Smash playing offlane a bunch, right?
I did see Smash playing it too. I saw a lot of people doing it. So I don't know who started it,
Yeah,
but
that's the question
all
for me
over.
is like, who started this idea? Because it's a cool concept. It actually works really well.
I like that I like this. Like, okay, I don't like that they picked it in the first two,
It's
to be honest.
It is
but I
early.
like that they went for the TB. That's, they can get that benefit for pushing and all that.
That, I mean, to be fair, that is also one of the other cores that we do see a lot of teams pick up as their second pick
Yes,
and have
that's true.
success with. So even though sort of on paper you sort of look at it and you say, well, there's a lot of ways you can theoretically deal with this hero, it still seems just generally very strong. If you can just build the right lineup around it, sort of regardless of what's being thrown against it, you still have a lot of good chances to make sure the TV has a good game. But you're opening yourself to sort of picks like this coming out. Straight away, Lina, high burst damage. You know, having to worry about that. Anytime you sort of get low on the Terrorblade, you can't sort of be too on the edge with the Sunders. You've got to make sure that there's not that chance for Lina to come in with a quick zap to finish you off.
This may not apply to Secret, but another reason I like Terrorblade in general is just you don't have to. You worry less about the two of the most potent hard carries in the game right now, Spectre and Phantom Monster.
Yeah.
Right. Like Terrorblade's great versus both of them. So
It's gotten. I mean, PL's gotten a little bit better. Of course.
Yes.
Now it's you can remove the disparate or the reflection and all that. But yeah, it's one of the better ones versus it, absolutely. But opening with is always, it's still a bit scary for me because you just leave yourself open to a lot of the heroes that just can decimate this, like the tankers, the Linas, let's say. I mean, Pugna is taken out at least, but
10 seconds remaining.
definitely leave yourself open.
5
Take on
seconds
Alchemist.
remaining.
Yeah, what do you make of the Alchemist ban? I mean, we know why the TA is banned, and Silencer speaks for itself as well, but I have not seen the Alchemist today.
Dire team pick.
Arc Warden's another hero that does pretty well against Terrorblade too, right?
Yeah, Arc Warden is the best.
The bubble.
Yeah, the bubble versus. We saw that at TI, right? It was just like the Terrorblade versus Arc Warden. Silencer actually made it through pretty far. We didn't notice that one. Oops.
They went for other picks instead.
Yeah.
Different priorities.
I mean, Wyvern's still in the pool too.
10
Yeah.
What I really
seconds
like about Secret's opening is that it is so flexible, and the fact that Ogre can run the 3 position and Lina can also be a 4 position as well as a mid.
And a 3.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen some
that's
3
true.
Linas in some situations too. Just flex, very flex. They did ban the TA though, so it's like that's a little bit of the indicator that it's more than likely the mid Lina.
And was Signify the team that ran Willow as a core?
No, they ran.
Oh, that was a Shadow
That was the
Shaman.
Shaman,
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a Shaman.
Team secret.
Dream Protector there for them.
Good team fight between their 2 supports.
Yeah, something else that can sort of back up the TV, give him that extra chance to fight with living armor, make sure he doesn't get bursted quite so easily. Obviously, do still have the ignite from the ogre to help burn through those layers of living armor. But yeah, the combination of that,
10
overgrowth and
seconds
reflection,
remaining.
can cause a lot of issues. But as we we're saying as well, it does depend on sort of the carry as well that Secret pick into it. You know, how much sort of a threat do they want to set up themselves, or do they want to pick a hero that really doesn't care too much at all about being reflected?
I wonder what Secret's gonna go for in terms of what did they take away from the game that they had against Fnatic earlier today.
I mean, I think that game, I want to see, as I said, it could be Zion the Ogre. I want to see that Zion something a little bit different. I think the Bat Rider, sure, he did have, it was a tough game. You know, it was sort of picked into a situation where he wasn't really set up for success. You know, it was a hard draft to pull out the bat. But something that's just I don't know, a little more meta. Something that he's able to sort of have a much easier game in under a number of different circumstances that could be thrown against them. You know, signifies still with those 2 final picks.
Yeah. Still always, I mean, I mentioned it earlier, I still always really like Jakiro versus Tree, but
Yeah.
if you have the Ogre, probably not.
Dire team.
Oh,
They
there's
just
the
make
Winter
themselves a
Wyvern.
yeah.
No surprise to see that come through the draft.
Great combo with the Lina.
Yep.
Heavy amounts of D-push.
Really good versus Terrorblade. Like every one of your abilities is great against it, right? Winter's Curse, Cold Embrace is strong. D-push of Splinter Blast.
Still on the squishy side though, obviously apart from Ogre, but both
You got
Lina
ways to
and-
keep yourself alive.
Sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this. There's a lot of team fight.
Really aggressive, initiating hero.
It's a fast Morphling pick.
Another good answer to the Terrorblade.
hard to catch this Morph right now with what they've got.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot.
They don't have great, like, they actually don't have, like, these stuns, disables that'll actually matter. Just roots. I mean, Curse Crown is their big one. Everything else, just he can attribute shift right through. And he actually has burst versus Terrorblade.
Yep.
With that adaptive that we've been seeing. See how much damage it can do so early when you get it maxed out and you get high levels.
There's a lot of burst on the map.
Taking a page out of Ame's book.
Yeah, and you have to keep in mind the mid matchup as well, just because the Morphling can run there. It's such a weird time that these carries can just go mid,
Team Secret
really change the
turn to
laning
battle.
phase significantly.
I love the Morphling mid because you are a carry, but you can do so much playmaking with your ultimate. Like you hit that level 6, level 7. We saw Ame do it. He hit level like 7 in that last game, ran up toward the Idle Gyrocopter, and he's just like, I am actually like a team fighting beast.
Yeah.
You can't kill me, and I can do so much damage.
Like, you've got a gyro? Well, now I've got a gyro.
Yeah, that's like the Thompson style. That's what I actually love that mid Morphling because of Thompson.
So imagine what for Secret, what they're still
If it
looking
is.
for Secret, they're still looking for Zai's hero. You don't know. I mean, are we
you
going to
don't
be
know.
treated to sort of a Zai ogre?
I guess we don't really know just yet.
Because I feel there's still a lot of really strong offlaners still in the pool that could fit really nicely here for Secret. Even something like, imagine, like Zion, like a playmaker, like what about a Zai Enigma sort of thrown in here at the moment? That if you get the BKB, not really too much you have to worry about at all.
Tree Root.
Yeah, but that's it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's going to be sort of the issue.
I mean, they have combo too, like the curse. With
Yeah,
Enigma could be
that's
cool.
what I want to see, something like an Enigma or an Axe for Zai. You know, sort of one of these sort of playmakers, something to just sort of get in, get it started. You've got that combo play, something that can play off the Winter's Curse, and that sort of ways as well to just make sure the Brood doesn't get the split off. You get on top of him with a Cool or with a Black Hole, and it's going to be very hard for Signify to try and make that team fight happen. So sure, you're going to have the Overgrowth if you're able to get that treatment in position to cancel it, but.
I want something like a Centaur or something, to be honest.
I was thinking about Centaur too, but my biggest problem with that is like the Dream Protector.
Yeah.
It's like you have both the
Turn to pick.
Willow Brambles as well as the Overgrowth.
Yeah, that
really
is
hurt
true.
the mobility aspect. But I like your idea of it, like something that just is able to put pressure on the laning phase, especially with the magic burst damage that you have versus Terrorblade, and then also something that gives you initiation, or also the ability to back away from a bad team fight.
Yeah.
Like Brewmaster and Terrorblade are both really long cooldowns.
That's what they go for here. Secret
5 seconds.
final
remaining.
pick.
Dire team.
Now that's an
So they
Ember
switch
Spirit.
it up. So
it's-
what does this mean we're seeing? Are we seeing?
Lina core side lane.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Ogre Wyvern, more than likely the supports. Yep.
Because I think you still want the Lina to be your core, right? Because the burst damage is really valuable in this game.
I mean, Ember Morphling versus like little to no disables. I mean, there's roots, but not
very
really
hard
the
to catch.
stunts. It's gonna be really tough to catch these two
Is
heroes.
there anything Signify could sort of close up that is going to have all those
5
answers in one
seconds
hero?
remaining.
That's the big question, isn't it?
I mean,
You can't necessarily draft just to shut down
Yeah.
the Ember Spirit, because what if the Ember goes into the side lane? It goes back to Lina
Yeah.
mid.
But you do need some solid stun. Doesn't matter where it's gonna go. You need at least.
But it's their mid.
something.
What
I
do
mean,
you
can you not just, the Kunka's still there. If they can play it, could you not just throw a Kunka in? I feel like Kunka's so good in so many different situations, and it is sort of that catch setup, it's that extra bit of team fight, it's that sort of survivability as well with the run to make sure there's a chance that your Terrorblade and Brood don't get bursted down immediately. They can get sort of the ultimates out.
They can go back for the Dragon Knight. Or is that too far out?
Just want to see some Kunka. If they can play it, I don't know if Signify do pull out the Kunka. And you can sort of have that matchup where
Oh, you
it's
know
not
what
going to be
I
terrible mid-matchup.
I would actually like the Quaswex Invoker style. Just like kind of a fast hero that plays well against Ember Spirit. Very disruptive for Morphling.
No Spirit Vessel.
Can't really do Monkey King. Do like Leshrac mid-core.
They can go back to Shadow Shaman mid.
Now you tie it up.
You got some instant hexes going on there. Eh.
Hey, it does give them like the control.
Hey, no stun though.
Against the shackles of Ember Spirit.
Oh, I think it's a tough one to play. We don't see a lot of people pull out the Quap, and this game, I mean, as you already sort of touched on, there's a lot of things the Queen of Pain has to be very careful about.
I
You
mean,
get
like,
a core Lina that gets Yules fast and Ember Spirit, there's significant problems for this Quap if she falls behind.
Morphling turning into Queen is pretty sweet too.
free
Good
play.
luck catching. Good luck catching that Morph Ever.
Maybe they've got an incredible Queen of Pain player. And maybe he's going to pull out something amazing, but yeah, as a sort of a hero pick, it feels a little rough.
So you guys are saying all focus on that Queen of Pain, because if she doesn't do well, it's not going to go well?
Maybe he's like the best Queen of Pain in the world. He could surprise us all.
I
I think
think
he's
that's-
going to need to be to win this game.
I think it's the nature of the hero, right? It's like Queen of Pain has to do really well in her lane, otherwise your game is going to be really tough. It's your last pick hero.
If you do well, though, you do have like significant burst against the Morphling. It's like kind of a teamfight starting hero as well. It's definitely going to need to be able to have a strong laning phase, and I don't know. I do think that they have significantly strong teamfight thanks to their 2 support pickups, and they've got a Terrorblade to be able to snowball those teamfight wins into fast objectives. Yeah. Especially with the Brewmaster teamfight power as well. You know, I could see Signify actually doing pretty well in that regard if they actually just win their lanes.
Yeah.
Win their lanes. It's all going to come down to that, huh? Let's find out if they can or if Team Secret is indeed going to be the dominant team here. Let's head over to Kyle and Grant.
And thank you very much, Sheever. It is me, it is Kyle. We kicked our weak link BSJ. Finally, a good cast. And right now, I mean, one game, Signify, hey, it looks like it's going to be an uphill battle, but just win one game and you're to the playoffs.
Yeah, it's a do or die, right? I mean, it's kind of crazy, but this is our first elimination game of the tournament thus far. Secret on one side, Signify on the other, and gotta say, this mid one Ember, not really a counter in sight.
Yeah, I mean, he's just nasty on it. We've seen him play. We've seen him play in all 3 lanes too. We've seen him play it off lane. We've seen him play middle. We've seen him play it safe lane. And what about this Morphling? Fog was saying there's just not really a counter to this hero. Dark Willow's not terrible versus Morph, right? If you like get your spells off first.
It's tough though. You have to catch him enough fear. I mean, there's no way to prevent his morph. That's the problem right now. No matter what, he's going to be able to go strength. And I fear for Signify's lack of catch. You're playing against, it's Morphling Ember. How do you kill either one of these heroes right now? Especially once they pick up a defensive item. Like an Ember with Yules, I don't think can die in this game. Doesn't fear Orchid, doesn't fear Root anymore.
Yep, true. And we'll see. Nisha will be bottom, the new star player of Secret. He will be scouted out there by Dark Willow. Will they scout each other out? But it looks like 3 down there from Dire, 3 top from Radiant. And so the mid matchup looks like it will be it's Queen of Pain going up against Ember. And I mean, the early levels, right, are decent for Quap, but once Ember gets those levels in bolas,
The battle begins.
pretty tough. I mean, you can't blink out of it.
No. I think Quap should, like, it's one of those matchups that's very skill dependent, I would say, because you can also dodge the dagger with Slight.
Yeah.
But sometimes people skip that, sometimes they do it successfully, sometimes they don't dodge and end up dying because of it. I trust the mid one. I think if he can just get to his bottle relatively unscathed, then I think he'll come out ahead of this matchup. And then once you have a few points in change, the Quap's actually in danger of dying.
Yeah, you see Nisha getting beat down there because the Ogre had just TP'd, so it took a little bit longer. Which means middle lane, as you see, Ember versus Queen of Pain, and already 1-1 getting both of the creeps. We'll
Both
see.
the archers specifically.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I mean, range creep denies. You'll see all the top tier teams, right? You just commit every spell for that first archer. You want to be the first to level 2.
Yeah. I actually love this choice from Secret as well to put the Lina off lane, because now it's a Wyvern Lina lane up against the Terrorblade. Like, this is a really difficult setup for him. That's like a 400 health hero against 2 heroes that have just double damage dealing spells. So once they hit level 2, all of a sudden you're in a lot of trouble. And the Tree, who, while you are one of the stronger laners, you can't pressure ranged heroes, and bottom they're fine too, apparently.
Yep, just like that. Panda as well as Dark Willow gets first blood of their puppy picks it up, and man, when we were talking about this little, most people think Ogre is boring to watch. This is a hero, look at it, this is all he does, and I love it. It's so, you just right click people, you don't have to worry about anything. He doesn't care about this. Nisha does care a little bit, taking a ton of damage, but you know, we'll just toggle the morph strength and eat some tangos up.
He's fine. Ogre's just, I don't actually think they can't contest him as these two heroes.
Yeah.
Like, it's just insane. Did he start with the Stout Shield as well? I mean, I imagine he did. Even when you're playing 5 Ogre, it's just so value for your 4 to help you out just a little bit with the starting items so that you can just increase your survivability to a level no other hero can possibly reach.
Yep. We saw last game that Invis Ogre early in the game. Once again, Puppey, he's going to pick that Invis rune up. Looks like he fakes middle, goes down bottom, but over here it looks like Zai. Will he survive? It's going to be a double kill, I have a feeling, and Zai with the last attack. Yapzor and Zai get one. Nisha does go down bottom, though, so Signify will get at least 1 kill down. They're on a pretty big target, but your Terrorblade, he's the win condition in this, right? Quap is the playmaker, but you need Terrorblade to have items if you want to win.
Yep. They were played by mid when they're doing a ton of damage even under the tower.
And it's 9-2 versus 6-5 Titanize, but Crowley will go down on that Panda. Ton of kills in his bottom lane. Look at, he's like, I'm going to do some damage. Oh, actually doesn't get it off, and that would have been pretty nice. Make him use another tango or 2. Just mistimes it a little.
Yeah, Secret already pulling ahead in all 3 lanes.
Wow. Well,
this is real scary if you're Signify. You have no method of coming back into this type of game. They need massive team fight victories on the back of a Bruce split. They don't really have the best objective taking either if this Terrorblade falls behind.
yeah, that's the thing. Terrorblade great at taking objectives late game, but in this early game, you waste 1 Metamorphosis. It could be Trail Puppey. More than likely gonna die here, but whatever. He scouts out that there's only a couple, there's 3 of them bottom, so he knows there's only 1 in each other lane. Whoa, Nisha though, just running into that root, won't die, but gotta be careful.
Force wave and out of regen, so not feeling the greatest. Mid one actually doing very well in this mid lane. He's not supposed to win this matchup before bottle, and
whoa, here we go. He's going to go for it. There come the bolas out. 1 more. Will it be enough? Doesn't look like it. He can just bottle in between Shadow Strike. And now that he has that bottle, 4-minute rune is going to be important.
Yep.
Does he just push this wave and go up top? Or does he even push the wave? You got to just go get it, right?
He's going to guess, because if you wait until rune spawn, then Quap just mirrors you and blinks forward and gets the rune first. So
it will be bottom. He did have some help from the Wyvern top. We'll see if he wants to run down bottom.
I look for a kill on Quap, actually. Wyvern's connecting.
Yeah, gonna be a tough one. Quap just blinks away. Nisha, just under the tower. Pretty much 2-3 heroes down here the entire time. Morphling not having the best game, but you see on the other side, Lina and Ember. Oh my goodness, they are topping the charts. And there's the bottle fill.
So like you said, yeah, they rotated 3 bottom, but you killed an Ogre.
No.
And look at where your Terrorblade is. He's farming a hard camp. It's 4 minutes into the game, and there's a Lina in your top lane, completely uncontested.
And we've seen Linas have just absolutely carried games today. It's so crazy. Laguna Blade just rips through anyone. DK, Terrorblade, doesn't matter.
Yep.
Tanky or not tanky. Nisha is going to be morphing strength. Will waveform. Pretty short waveform there, but looks like will be enough to get away. And now Yapzor going to turn around, hits them all, slows them down. Will be a stun. Splinter Blast goes out. Will they bring down the tree? Nope. Goes Invis. No detection. So
you really don't mind this if you're Secret, though. Even if you lose a hero here or there, it really doesn't matter because you're just crushing a lane.
Yeah, top lane, there's nothing there.
Yeah, and this is the down. This is why you don't typically see teams rotate 3 heroes this early, because you completely abandon 1 lane, and then Secret's just like, oh well, I guess we'll bring our support down bottom too, and now you just trade bottom, and you're winning 2 lanes in the meantime. Like, this is real tough to come back from if you're Signify. You can look at the net worths already. Look at TB.
Oh. Someone help him. He is 1,000 below his lane counterpart at 5 minutes in. Look, a ton of damage already. 1 bola and he's at half HP. So what's the build on Ember? What would you go on Ember this game? Is this it's a Ewel's into Maelstrom, or what would you do?
I'd say it's up to. I'd say you could actually get away with like Yule's Blink. But I wouldn't be surprised to just see Yule's Lincolns, Yule's Maelstrom, something like that. You don't really need to do damage in this game for Ember. You just need to make space and find kills for your team. You've got plenty of follow-up, and you're not really reliant on providing the late game either. You're just buying space for Nisha's Morphling. So I'd say mid one's just going to look to get active and itemize to do just that.
Middle. There's a regen rune up top. Crowley is going to be taking the damage. Ember will go down. They're going to look for this Panda. Will they get him? The lead sheet actually going to heal him a little bit more, but won't matter. Puppey gets it. Once again, Zai gets a kill top, and I think this Terrorblade might just not have a game anymore. I mean, he already didn't have a game.
I didn't know. Yeah, I was going to say.
Hard to give wit. And he is level 6. We see that is why the Laguna Blade gets the kill.
Yeah.
Man, off lane Lina with the equivalent of +9 damage, just absolute domination.
Yeah, I like the choice from Zai as well. Whenever you're in a free lane like this, you always want to be able to pick up that Aquila. Oh, wow.
Oh, Nisha, come on. There it was. That was the max damage. He held it this time, timed it correctly, and does get the kill.
That was a really important slay. Problem is, like, we were just talking about it with Zai, like, who lanes against Lina now? Like, there's still a top lane that's just been abandoned. They're going to bring the Willow up there, but if he catches a stun, he's going to be in trouble.
Yep, level 10. I'm so glad more players are just going the cast range. Like, you can't just get these free kills from the fog with that extra stun range now. He's going to go phase boots. We'll see if he goes cast range.
Yeah. I like that decision. We saw mid one earlier, just keep round boots. But whenever you're ahead like this, I really like to see players spend that early gold to ensure they can maintain that advantage.
Look at Puppy. He's on a killing spree now. A lot different than that first game against Fnatic when Puppy was just having an awful game.
Well, he picked himself a significantly better laner this time.
Look at that damage coming out. Half his HP. He is a level down on the Queen of Pain, so Queen of Pain has come back, doing a decent job. They're pretty even. Ooh, Crowley, will that be enough? Will it melt? Nope. Sure won't. But it's a level 4 Brewmaster at 8 minutes in. And they've just been trialing. That's the problem. You might secure him a little farm, but Panda needs levels. Here we go, Zai. Ooh, will just get lead sheeted. Will run into the root to stun. Will fly out. His Terrorblade's there. No Metamorphosis. Yapsor's here. Will just defend.
The phase boots, man, you actually can't kill Lina. I don't believe they have meta up, and Terrorblade really not in a healthy spot. Below his Dark Willow and net worth, sitting at 8th place.
This thing, you hear, like, Arteezy talk about this as well. He loves Terrorblade because you can go to the jungle, but usually he's level 8 or something when he does do that. You farm jungle so quick. Not this early. Like you said, hard camp at level 3. Ugh.
Yeah. It's almost, you almost feel like he would have been better served just sitting in his lane and dying, farming when Lina runs out of mana. Yeah.
There we go. Zai, with that clarity up, just farming up, has the Aquila if he wants to push, has a Quelling Blade. He's looking. Look at this. Everyone's scared of him, and he's just running at them. Yapsor there now.
I love how aggressive he's playing. Not just sitting on his advantage, pressuring at all times. And as you said, looking to push now with the Aquila active.
They don't have any sentries. It does feel like Radiant hasn't had many sentries. The tree, not the biggest impact, but still. Oh, stun will hit the Dark Willow, but they're going to rotate up a Queen of Pain. Will they find him? Does. Big damage right there. This might finally be the kill on Zai. Definitely will be with the ulti committed. But down bottom, Panda, see you later, and still not level 6.
Yeah.
And he's there like, it's Queen of Pain and Brewmaster. They just want to make space for Terrorblade, and right now, I mean, Queen of Pain does just get a kill, but...
Yeah, it's just one of those things where whenever the new way the game is played with creep waves being so valuable in terms of the gold and XP given, when you rotate now, you have to find a kill to make it worthwhile. You don't really gain an advantage from that. And there was a counter kill Secret picked up down bottom anyway, and Ember gets a free creep wave mid, so...
Ooh, level 10, minute 10, pardon me, the runes are coming up. Mid one is going to come. They will get the rune on Dire side, but uh-oh, stun flies, and mid one just brings him down. Meanwhile, bottom, Puppy gets the rune, but it's going to be a 2-for-2 rune exchange. Mid one will refill his bottle, and he's going to have a haste as well, so could look for even more kills.
It feels so good if you're a mid player. You get fully healed up thanks to the bounty, and then all of a sudden you've got a rune to play with as well, knowing you have regen to fall back on afterwards.
Oh, and they finally do bring down the sentry. Yep, Tree, there goes the living armor. Can Zai get the solo kill? I think one more? Yep, there it is. Picks it up. Zai after that Bat Rider game, looking a lot better on a hero, that can do stuff without, I don't know, Bat Rider just sucks. That's what I'm saying.
I think it was just Puppy trying to, get him adjusted to that offlane role. He's like, look, we're going to start off, I'm going to pick you the worst hero in the game, and then from then on out, it's going to get a lot easier to play.
Yeah. Oh, mid one. Looks like he might get a kill, but gets turned around on. We'll just have to go back to base. How do you stop Zai? Like, what do you do right now? Looks like they're trying to set up something. Oh, the stun breaks the trees, almost hits the Dark Willow, and look at Puppy, he knows. Just being an ogre.
I love what Puppy's doing here. Secure the space for your Lina, ensure there's no multiple heroes hiding behind tower ready to pounce.
Yeah, there's the tree arm, won't do much. This tower is gonna go down. No glyph. He wants the last hit it too. Will wait for the tower, and there it is. Goes down. Panda is TPing up. Level 6. Will just split right away. Puppey still alive. Probably going to die, but he's health potioning. He's just going to waste as much time as he can. Tree looking to root him down. He does run through. The tree already cut down. Multicast goes out, but just space. It is a killing spree, and luckily that for the Dire, the Terrorblade does get it, but Zai, he turns around, misses the stun. Would have been almost a guaranteed kill. Still looks like it will be a lot of misses, and the tree armor, though, will save him.
And look at the space. This is something we saw VP popularize a few months ago, and LGD OG used to great success at TI, just never rotating more than 3 heroes to one lane until the 10 to 15 minute mark because of the importance of creep waves. So yeah, you get the 1 kill on an Ogre, but again, Puppey doesn't care. Net worth to spare. Yeah, another change a while back was net worth. Now, instead of being team-based, as far as comeback gold for kill bounties is concerned, it's now based on the individual hero. So even though Secret is significantly ahead, Puppey isn't. So you're not really gaining anything extra by taking him out, and his cores are just farming creep waves for free. And that's a dead Willow.
Yep. And there's the waveform. Will pick up the kill. Stun will come out, but not going to do anything. It's more plan. Look who else here. Zai and mid one. They're ready. Looks like... Man, this is rare. This is a safe lane 3-core push early for the rain. Uh-oh. Tree as well. Is that the real Terrorblade? Sure is. See you later. Taking no risks, and now this tree tries to get away. Will go invis, dust popped, and see you later. This is a very weird spot that Secret's in, but they're so far ahead it doesn't matter.
Yep. Mid one's also choosing to go straight for bots. Just feels like he's far enough ahead, can continue to push his advantage, play the map. It's real tough for Signify to get back into this. They need to make a play with their next brew split, but the cores of Secret are just so mobile. How do you actually force them to take a disadvantageous fight? No split. He's going to go down here, it looks like.
There's a lot of misses. Nisha will morph in, but mid one wants to get the kill. Swifty will pick up one on Nisha, though. Stun's going to fly. Ooh, mid one does try to run away. Nicely done. Dodges the stun. And Zai is just going to soar away, phase boots plus some of that. Or gonna turn around, oh, root it up, throws it out, but Dark Willow will go invis, pardon me, non-invis to the Shadow Realm. Yules into the air, Zai trying to run, the nice stun, doesn't make it uphill. And yeah, that's why you don't often see Radiant down by the tier 2 this early in the game. It's so easy to just go to the shrine, the tier 2, chase people down.
And again, like, just really smart. That whole time, Yapzor is up top farming. He got like 4 or 5 creep waves for free. Looks like he may go down here, though.
It's handle Puppey.
What?
Oh, has the wand. Oh, man, that build, you see the damage from the Fire Blast. And especially against Terrorblade, right? High armor, low HP. Ogre loves that.
I remember when Ogre was drafted in the past, they used to just kind of sigh. You know, you just have a bloodlust bot walking around, whereas now you're always at 60% multicast chance, as you said, with the max Q build. All of a sudden, you threaten near 500 damage just once every, what, 8 seconds, is it?
I believe so, yeah.
It's not 8 seconds. There's no way. It's like 12.
Why are you asking me? I don't know. You're the Ogre King.
You're the Ogre player.
No, you're the Ogre
That's your
King.
special. You were telling me
Well, you're
before.
like the dumb head of the Ogre, and I'm the smart one.
Oh.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I don't know if it's that smart of a head, but...
It really is, and we're both pretty low, but bounty runes do spawn. Looks like a 2-for-2 rune exchange again. Pretty common this early in the game. Looks like Radiant heading up top, multiple heroes. Let's see. Winter Wyvern just pushing out middle. Here comes Dark Willow with the blink. The early blink we saw earlier trying to kill Nisha. Ooh, the creeps right there. Gotta remember the time when those creeps spawn. He definitely can make. He can make plays, right? We thought it would be possibly the Brew and the Queen of Pain, but this Dark Willow seems to be doing the most work for him.
The problem is there's really no one else that can help him out. And if you look at the warding Secret has, their vision control is insane right now. They've got 1 ward on the enemy Dire Shrine, and then 2 deep lane wards in between tier 2 and tier 3. So look at Zai, he feels so confident here, just knowing, hey, as long as there's no one here that's teleporting in, I've got a teammate on the Shrine, I just hit this tower for free. He's killing a tier 2 at 15 minutes.
And look at this, the sentries as well up top, right? There's no way Tree's getting to you. 4 sentries all over there. Well, they're going to push bottom.
So the problem is, like, yeah, Quap can snowball and potentially, like, take this game for you, but by the time he picks up this Orchid, Ember's going to have a Yules completed. Lina already has one. All of a sudden, who do you actually take down?
Oh, man. Bloodlusted Morphling. Can they defend this? They've already used Glyph. We do see 2 TPs coming into the Shrine. It doesn't look like Radiant has vision of that, but no, maybe. Mid one just runs over there. Terrorize gonna fly, it's gonna miss everyone, except the creeps. Does push them off a little harder to kill the tower. And man, oh, that Nisha damage. But look at that. That's half your HP. He does have to be careful. We saw him blow up earlier. The Absol get harassed a little bit. So if you're Zai, what do? You're this farmed on an off-lane Lina. Do you just stay top, farm jungle, push lane, or?
Pretty much. I mean, there's no need to take a fight into Brew Split, right? You just keep farming, shove these lanes, and grow an advantage.
Oh, gets the root off. He will stun. Finds the tree. Stun from Lina comes out. Not enough damage. Doesn't want to commit the Laguna Blade. Oh, man. YapzOr uses the ulti, makes his own team kill him. Puppey goes down, though. Now this Dark Willow taking a ton of damage as well. Dies to YapzOr, too. The Panda wants to get him. Will he? Oh, no. The Immolate doesn't do that much damage. They killed the Fire Panda off. Smart play there. Stun does miss Zai. Come on.
He missed that by a few frames.
Yeah. And YapzOr triple. I love that. They killed... you don't kill the Fire Panda there. He probably still dies, but... That's what people need to learn. Fire Panda is so weak. You just really kill it off, and he doesn't do any damage.
It's something people really, they think that you need to kill all 3 pandas or just ignore them, but no, as you said, even the Storm Panda later on can be very effective if you take it out, lose the CC. It is pretty nice in this game that it can AoE dispel the Bloodlust off of all of Secret's heroes, but it's not really that relevant right now. Theoretically, you could purge the Flame Guard as well, and there you can see the Yul's already complete on the Ember. Quap still unable to finish the Orchid. Blink picked up from Zai, and it gets real spooky now for Signify's heroes because they're going to have this massive reach advantage on Secret now where you have 3 heroes essentially that can set up kills, all 3 cores able to make plays.
Looks like this Terrorblade, though, is catching up a little bit. Still just treads Aquila and Dragonlance. Almost out. Oh, and here we go. Ulti's just going to fly, and even if you ulti, it's going to be enough to kill that little fairy flying around.
Outplayed. Now they really need the offensive tip.
Yep. Offensive tip into this tier 2. The problem is, can they hit this tier 2? Puppey just, he actually doesn't care. He's just running straight at him. Oh my goodness, the multi-cast damage will get tree armored up. Is anyone else coming in? It sure is. Ember coming in, roots there, gets the Sunder off, and that's going to be a kill. Yeah, mid one a little aggressive there.
I'm surprised he didn't get the Yules off in time. That's a pretty typical mid one play we've seen a few times in the past.
Yep, oh, they need 1 more attack, possibly 2 now with that urn. Look at this, Dire coming out. Oh, Yules into the air. Zai gets it this time. That was perfectly timed.
Looked like he was going to miss it again, but looks like it was frame perfect.
He risked it. He was just practicing there. I'm like, there's no reason to risk that, but Orchid picked up now. It's going to be tough. Lina Yules as well as Ember Yules just doesn't feel that strong already. And going to be a Linken's very soon for the Morph.
Yeah, but I believe that gold went to the TB, right? All of a sudden he jumps up, nearly catching the Quap and net worth. And considering how bad his game start was, it's quite nice for him. And maybe a couple more mistakes like that come back into the game. The one thing I will say about Secret's heroes is while they are ahead on the Lina and Ember, they are very squishy, as we just saw. You make one mistake, get caught in a Dark Willow fear, you will go down.
And then Terrorblade, I mean, you get to the 30-40 minute mark, you win 1 team fight, you're clearing a base. That's what's great about that hero. And uh-oh, Niche on the back. Oh, there goes the Sentry Warp, but will be out of range again. Nope, toss it, and oh, Puppey with the multicast gets it. Look at over here. Whoa, Zai actually dodged the damage and is going to hit the stun. Don't know if he knew, but maybe he saw the Quap coming in, just gets out. No mana.
He needs to go regen.
Uh-oh, Zai, you got to be careful here. Playing so aggressively. He is over there.
They're playing under a Observer ward as well. I like what Midwood's doing. You can see Secret never really committing as 5 right away. They're maintaining 1 hero in a side lane, just always shoving it out. They just have such a massive wave clear advantage. Ember, Lina, Wyvern all able to take our creep waves incredibly quickly, and we saw LGD make this move a couple of times. It's just quite simple. You have a Morphling, you go full Agi, and just go take out Roshan. You have the map control. Look at the warding as well. They're completely safe in this pit.
YapzOr just continued to push up bottom. Will TP here now. And, I mean, Dire's just 5-man bottom. Nothing much they can do. But you give this to Morph or do you give it to Lina?
I think
Probably
Lina.
Morph, right? I think you give it to Lina, but yeah, it seems like you're a Morph player. You're going to demand that every single time.
That's the Arteezy attitude right there.
90 gold. Oh, Puppy, he's in heaven now. The 90 gold per minute talent. Has a Blightstone as well.
Yep.
Look at this. This is why I love Winter Wyvern 4. The Blink Aether Lens, 21 minutes. This guy can set up every team fight. That's a decent counter to Terrorblade. You just curse the Terrorblade, it sets up the Lina, or he just kills himself late game with the illusions.
And not just that, but you Splinter Blast, I believe, just one-shots illusions forever.
Aether Lens on Hero nuts. Whoa, stun will fly. Oh man, if that would have been a multicast, definitely could have been a kill.
And I'd look to continue chasing here, but again, I love what Secret's doing. Where's Ember? He's still just shoving top, farming, looking to bottle a rune now.
Ulti is going to fly, but this tree will go down. Just vision, though. I mean, you don't want to be dying, especially when you're down 9k, but at least you get vision. No cores die. Well, uh-oh. Crowley is over here. Does have the ultimate. You definitely don't want to use it at this point. Now you might want to, now that there's a ton of heroes, but he's going to get stun Laguna and an easy kill there. No time to even use it.
And you can see, like, he's just not expecting Ember Spirit to be there. And in the meantime, the rest of Secret's just connecting. And they might look to pressure at tier 3. That's the team fight strength of Signify, and all of a sudden, with him down, you have 30 seconds to beat on the base, and that's a bloodlusted Morphling.
With Aegis, so it's not even like, oh, Dark Willow very well could just kill Nisha super quick, but who cares right now? You got an Aegis.
You're going to get at least the tier 3 here, but I would not be surprised to see them pressure for Rax. There's really nothing holding them back, because again, there's a massive lack of reach on Signify. A Dark Willow blinking in with ult popped is not nearly enough to force Secret out of their base.
Nice stun there. Oh, Orchid used on the Lina, but he did not care. Just blinks away. Yeah, Nisha's just going in for the melee rack. Still should be careful. TV just pushing top. He's doing what he should be doing. Yeah, but the problem is they're so far down.
He popped meta, though, and I don't think he has a teleport either.
They just can't team fight, it looks like. Yeah, Crowley will finally split, and there we go. Orchid is going to fly. Obviously, that is going to more than likely be the Aegis here. Will be. Terrorize actually misses everyone, and now they're just trying to right-click. Zai still here, has a little bit of mana. There we go. You see the Fire Panda go down immediately again, and they're just going to kill all of them. This is an 11k advantage. You can just beat them down. You don't care. You know they don't have meta. You know they don't have Panda split anymore. You're definitely getting this Rax now.
Yep. Mid one took care of the top wave. Now he's back in. Flame Guard popped. He's going to do a great job zoning. Signifies lineup. Secures the melee racks. Nisha's like, well, we might as well take them ranged as well.
Man, yeah.
Are they going to stay here?
They're just going to go top. Because Zai already pushed that tower. Oh, does hit the stun. Waveform there. They don't have quite enough damage. Ulti's going to pop,
nice
but they
ult.
still get in. Yeah, on the backside. Queen of Pain. Oh, Yapsor barely mistimes it, but now this terrible. Will he get... you might just want to use it on your own. Nope, he used it on Zai. Nicely done. The tower's beating him down. Will down. Nice ulti by Swifty on that Queen of Pain. They get Winter Wyvern. And a little bit of an overextension there from Radiant.
Pulling a Fnatic of their own. Get a dominating advantage and say, hey, it's just, you know, 5 man into the base.
No, why not? And then you see why not. And that, oh, it looks like Yapsor with a little bit of mistime. I'm pretty sure that Splinter Blast would have got the kill. It is a buyback from the Dark Willow. I mean, not the biggest deal, but...
You didn't kill the Morphling or the Ember either, so the win conditions of Secret still very much healthy and ready to go. Neither one has to go back to base either, so there's no real downtime included. They do collect 3 out of the 4 bounty runes on Signify. That is going to help them get back into the game, but you need a team fight, a decisive victory where you take out either this Ember or Morph before they get a spell off, because they're really just not going down if they're able to get any breathing room whatsoever in the midst of the engagement.
Yep. And I know I'm a total scrub, but Morphling with Metamorphosis. That's pretty good, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's hard to steal, right? Because when you meta, you're almost always going to make an illusion, more than likely, but I would love to see him get that.
I mean, we saw it TI, where pretty much all the top teams had a great understanding of Morphling.
Yeah.
It was the gyro counter, it was the TV counter, and for the reasons you stated, you just steal the meta, and all of a sudden, you're doing way more damage than a Morph should be able to.
And you have like 2 lives, because you just switch back and forth. Oh. He is going for a Lotus Orb on Winter Wyvern. Super farm. Uh-oh, mid one is going to find one. Lina there as well. Nisha and Puppy. Hey, let's get this shrine. And it looks like this game, I think they might just want to get that second row shrine. That's probably where the game, they look to end it at least, if not earlier. But Dire's doing a nice job of keeping those side lanes pushed in now.
Yeah, TB's online. All of a sudden, Illusion spams enough to always be able to deal with one wave.
Yeah, but they are just pushing in through middle. We'll see if they want to risk it going top.
Courier?
Doesn't look like it.
Dire's bottom shrine.
They get the glyph off in time to save the courier. Dark Willow was making a play for it. I like Nisha's maneuvers here, saying, guys, look, I know I'm the new guy, but maybe we kill the buildings outside of the base first before we try and go in there again.
Never know. What if Dark Willow just TP's behind you? You have no vision. All of a sudden, huge terrorize. Yapzor will get stunned after popping the ult. Ooh, they get the stun there. No multicast. Now he gets it for the ignite, but just a TP away.
Needed a multicast, unfortunately. Maybe next time.
No. Octory next. Pretty standard for the Ember. No more Radiance built. So if you're Signify here, you're just focused on getting your Terrorblade farm, right? You can't really look for fights anymore, even with Pandal, right? I think you're just too far behind. You just gotta hope they overextend, which Secret has done quite a few times.
Yep. It's still a possibility. I actually like the Sags pick up a lot by Zai. We saw Midwin do it in the previous game, but it's not the same as a 2 Lina in comparison to the 3. Plus, this game you're playing against a Terrorblade. Eventually he might have a BKB, and now you're effectively saying, like, look, if we Wyvern ult, catch him in a stun, my ult's going to be enough to take him down to like 20-30%. So if he softened up even just a little bit, he's going to go out before having a chance to sunder.
Oh, look at, they do want some dire scans right on top. Nice scan there on the smoke. They don't know how many people are there, but they know something's fishy. Mid one's still looking, level 18. There is the Queen of Pain BKB, but as you said, Lina gets one stun. You're dead.
Yep.
There you go, Puppy chasing. No TP away this time, but does blink and will TP now. Well done. Doing a good job of pushing these creep waves that Dark Willow is and not dying. Let's see. Oh, what is it? What is Terrorblade? Can Terrorblade out-carry a Morphling Ember?
I don't think so, but it's more about the building damage, I'd say, where if TB can get in a position where you pick off one of these secret cores with that buyback, you can get a Rax in exchange. But they need that decisive teamfight victory, and as you said, how do they find it? You know, how do you actually take an engagement yourself? Nice Orchid to save his Panda.
Still could be in a little bit of trouble here. Zaya gets the heals. Will he hit the perfect stun? He does. Laguna flies out. Oh my goodness, level 18. Pretty easy kill there now. This time you can just do it. There's no Panda split. You're not afraid of anything. Tree armor already used goes down.
Yeah, and they also just saw Tree bottom. They see Terrorblade bottom. I like that. They forced the glyph, they forced the TPs, and now they can back off ever so slightly. Ensure that if anyone gets targeted, it's going to be the Morphling. But if Brew doesn't buy back, you don't fear a team fight here.
Yep. And Secret doesn't know he doesn't have buyback, but they're still not scared about it. And that is going to be another melee rank. 29 minutes in. There's a BKB by Terrorblade. So if he avoids the initial stun and burst of Zai, definitely can put some damage. If he comes to a team fight, that's the question. I mean, he has to for this next fight, or else you're just giving up megas. And you have no wave clear now. Once you get megas with no wave clear, I think you just lose this game as Dire.
Yep. And it's just so difficult because Secret's able to play so much faster around the map. They clear waves and then move. And all three of their heroes have this incredible move speed and mobility advantage over the counterparts on Signify's lineup. And it's just like, it's hard enough to kill one hero. How are you going to be able to take out all three of these guys?
There's the nice talent picked up there by the Terrorblade. The minus 10 Saiyan reflection cooldown. Very good versus the Morph at least. The Morph will beat himself down super hard. Blizzard still farming. Just going for it. Puppy. Oh.
Sentry down. Nice.
Yep, there it is. Multicast 3. But they're going for the Panda instead. He was just stopping. There's the kill. They're going to look for more. Oh. He's there with them. They ping it, but don't go for it. Zai throws the Hail Mary.
Radiant are scanning.
And it looks like, yep, second Roche is up. This definitely feels like you get this Roche, you go bottom, you win game. I feel like Puppy could actually captain this game as Ogre. I mean, like, with the voice, like, go bot smash.
I know the Secret guys pretty well.
Yeah. He might be doing that. Yeah, he might actually be doing that now that I think about it. Yeah, go bot, me smash, we win.
I'm told on occasion Yapzor actually requests he be tagged in as team captain and speaks exclusively in Pig Latin.
Really?
No.
Oh, that'd be sick though.
Right? If he hears that, he might try it in the future.
He might. Dude, think about casting a game in Pig Latin.
It's
That'd be real
difficult.
tough. I couldn't do it. I'm not even going to try, I'll say it.
The only thing I know is Ixnay is no. It would require way too much mental energy for me to try and figure out how other words translate.
It's a tough language. If it even is a language, I don't know. Oh, ooh. Can still blink if she wants to, doesn't get hit. Oh, but Zai dodges it as well. They both like dodge split second with those blinks. Now 300 health on Ogre, even happier. Oh, they're pinging. They know he could still just be over there chilling. And this is definitely gonna be the fight. This is gonna be a full 5-on-5 fight. Oh, they find the winner, or the Dark Willow. They did hit once. Will get hit again. Can't blink. Nisha just gets the kill. We see the F-Blade just bring out. Now they're going to try to throw up the Ogre. Yapzor is getting right-click down. Terrorblade pops the meta. Zai taking a ton of damage. Zai might just die. Gets the Yules up, but I don't think you're getting out of here. Will just die. Now Nisha's here doing some damage. Waveform over. Blinked by the Queen of Pain. They're doing a ton of damage. Puppey goes down. Buyback from the Lina as well as... Can they do anything else? Shotgun on the back. See you later. There goes the Dark Willow. Ulti coming out. That's an Aegis, though. That's all you're going to kill. Now mid one, they find him. See you later, Queen of Pain. Instant buyback there. Mid one, going in on the side. They want to get this Terrorblade. Yep, nice double by the buyback from Zine. There you see it. No hesitation. Zai buys back, gets into the fight, and now they look to end the game.
It's the Aegis fight, so no reason not to just spam that buyback. Ensure your team will come out on top. Excellent Manta dodge to start that fight. TB actually juking Zai's stun and then able to turn around and find the kill on him. But alas, it's just not enough. Once those BKBs go down, there's way too much damage output from the Ember. In addition to Nisha, took over the Quap in that engagement. It's just, I mean, that's game, isn't it? 25k lead, 2 racks down.
Now they're going to be 3 ranks down, is going to be Mega Creeps. As you said, when your best wave clear is a Queen of Pain or Terrorblade Illusions, oh, does BKB, doesn't get stunned by Zai. They're trying to go in mid one, thrown into the air. Laguna flies, see you later, Queen of Pain. That is a dieback. If they get this Terrorblade game, might just be over, but they won't. Panda will go down. Maybe the wand almost saves him. Mid one, eats that cheese. It's the Gouda. Now they're just going to try to end the game. Ooh, Tree will survive it. Looks like they're trying to get Zai. That would be a dieback from Zai. Will he go down? No, gets the Yules up. He needs one more attack. I think it will be enough. Stun flies, though. They should be able to get the Dark Willow. Head shake from Zai. Mid one very low as well, and there's the good game called. I would say a very clinical game by Secret. It wasn't like the Fnatic game where it's like weird draft, weird this. They just played their game, played it perfectly, made sure Terrorblade couldn't get big enough. What are your, I mean, Secret, do you think that first game against Fnatic was like a draft issue, or like when they played Fnatic with the Bat Rider? Because this game looked a lot easier heroes. They played and they just won.
I mean, I think, I don't know the stats on it exactly, but I'd imagine that teams that get a free lane by 5 or 6 minutes into the game have got to win like 95% of the time or more. Zai just kind of ran away with it, took that top tower very early on. All of a sudden, all 3 of your cores are activated. Both supports are having a good game. The only one who's poor is Puppey, but that's just because he's spending so much gold on sentries. Took out Tree like 6 or 7 times thanks to his efforts, and still well-executed game by Secret in general. Don't think they've really made many mistakes, but at the same time, it was really just following a scripted victory.
Yep, and now, I mean, that brings up, I mean, we don't have to talk about it, but it is going to be Secret versus PSG LGD, and that's... I think most people were hyped for them. Most people thought that would be the finals, but Fnatic stole one of the slots from them, and now Secret done until tomorrow. We still have one more game. It's going to be the best of one in a little bit, and it's going to be, I would say, probably the most evenly skilled matchup. Admiral versus Boom ID. They played once already. Boom ID won, but close games. Any last words, Kyle, before we toss it?
Not really. I think wave clear is something teams are going to start to focus on more. Secret really just kind of outclassing Signify in this game, but I think they've got a lot of potential to grow and improve. This was like one of their first international lands, and Secret honestly is just players of a different caliber. But
amazing team. And they can learn, right? At least you get this replay to watch. You can go back, you can watch it as a team with your coach and just be like, well, we'll do this, this, and this, and hopefully it pays off. But we are going to go back. We are going to see what Cap, Fogged, Shiver, and that other guy have to say.
Yes, thank you so much, gentlemen. And indeed, PSG LGD have their opponent. It's going to be Team Secret. The other guy would be Mr. OD Pixel.
Yes, thank you, Grant.
That was pretty weak by Grant.
Quite a compliment, really. The other guy. I'll take it. It's mysterious, I like it.
This game...
Tall, dark, and mysterious.
The other guy.
Sure.
So this game, Team Secret, we saw them in the first game of the day against Fnatic, didn't look so hot, and it felt like this game they just didn't want to take any chances, and they'll just make sure, slow, methodical, they did it. I say slow, it was still a fairly fast game, but they just made sure that it was definitely in the bag, Fogged.
Yeah, I mean, from pretty much start to finish of that game, I think Kyle mentioned at the end of it, they got an open lane.
Yeah.
They literally had Zai at level 7 when Terrorblade was like level 4 or something jungling since the very early start in the game. They got forced to do this tri-lane bottom to try to shut down Secret, and they still weren't able to. So it just seemed like, yeah, it looked maybe kind of close at some points, but you could just feel that inevitable advantage from Secret just over and over again because of how gigantic this offlane Lina is. Level 11 at 13.5 minutes, right?
I mean, it really just felt like this is what Zai can do. You put him in a situation where he can have sort of this great lane. He's not going sort of 0-6-0 like he did in the first game in sort of the first 10 minutes. He's going to be able to make these plays, make all of this action sort of happening around the map. He had an incredibly high percentage of kill involvement and was just setting up so much. It was a great pick against the draft of Signify, and Zai played it to perfection. And again, just showing us how good the Lina really is at the moment. You pick it early in the draft, you put it support, you put it mid, you put it on the off lane. If it's the right lineup, if it's against the right lineup, it's got the potential to have a fantastic game.
And then if you look on the other side of things, the dual lane of Signify, this Brewmaster plus Dark Willow just isn't really much of a threat in the laning phase, particularly against what they were matched up against in the Morphling. The Morphling just has so much survivability. There's no like really big, fast, big nuke damage coming out that the Morphling's threatened by. So in order to really get any kills, Signify have to over-rotate their heroes. They have to move their Treant Protector down to bottom lane just to get an Ogre kill. They spend like 45 seconds just trying to do that because they know the tree can't really have much of an impact against that Lina lane. Especially once they have the sentry down, they're already clearing through trees with the LSA. Just from the laning phase, when you're already falling behind, you have such a big advantage being given a Secret. You have to commit too many resources just to be able to get simple kills.
Yeah, I mean that is one big thing that Ogre does do for you when you put in that 5 position, right? You're just this. You meet Ogre, you're just standing in the front, and they actually have to pay attention because your damage early in the laning phase is really, really high. I'm glad you were pointing out the thing about the cutting the trees. People, it's very important to actually look at it. It's obvious now in pubs all the time, but it's a Lina. Zai got the Calling Blade and cut those trees super early up top, so it's just that's why they had to bail that lane. They're like, oh, we have Terrorblade Tree. Tree can help the lane, but he didn't have trees. There's Light Strike Array and Calling Blade from a Lina cutting everything down. Yeah,
that's some value right there, and that deserves the MVP of the game. Lina, Zai had a great game. If we compare that to the first game today where he was having a rough time on the Bat Rider, this is a complete turnaround. And MVP indeed for him. And as a reward, Team Secret is going to be second, making it through out of the groups. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for the team from India, for Signify. They stop here, their journey ends here. They don't go home empty-handed, they get $11,000. This is still quite nice.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. There's one more team that we're going to have to say goodbye to today. It's going to be either Boom ID or Admiral Dota. And that is going to be a best of 1. It's going to be, as our commentators already mentioned, probably one of the most even games of the day. And we'll get right into that after a break.
Don't let the lag monster stand in the way of you and your games. Defeat it with Singtel's 1+1 Gbps Fiber Pro Gamer Bundle and enjoy dedicated gaming bandwidth. Razer's new Sela gaming router featuring zero-weight DFS and instant access to WT Fast GPN. Get Singtel's 1+1 Gbps Fiber Pro Gamer Bundle with WT Fast GPN and Razer Sealer router at only $69.90 a month for the ultimate home gaming performance.
What defines an Aftershock PC? A passionate team of enthusiasts, building systems for gaming perfection. We take systems built to your exact requirements. Laptops that push the threshold in both power and portability, all carefully hand-assembled. To create sleek and modern solutions. The end result? A PC that perfectly represents you. Award-winning performance PCs, customized for you.
Everyone, stop and take note. Optus gives you better coverage in more places than ever before, so you can do more and more and more on your mobile. Are you with Optus yet? Optus 4G Plus, our best network ever.
Don't let the lag monster stand in the way of you and your games. Defeat it with Singtel's 1+1 Gbps Fiber Pro Gamer Bundle and enjoy dedicated gaming bandwidth, Razer's new Sealer gaming router featuring zero-weight DFS, and instant access to WT Fast GPN. Get Singtel's 1+1 Gbps Fiber Pro Gamer Bundle with WT Fast GPN and Razer Sealer router at only $69.90 a month for the ultimate home gaming performance.
Dynasty will take this series.
Travel is an opportunity to see the world from a different perspective. It's a gateway to learning more about myself. Every step takes me on a journey to the next chapter in my life. I travel because it shows me what I want to be. Free.
It's our first day of our final stages of Singtel's PvP Esports Championship 2018. We come to the final game. Ladies and gentlemen, still with us in Singapore, our true Dota 2 fans. It's been a massive day. We've had 4 games of Arena of Valor earlier on, feels a long, long time ago. And we've had 5 games of Dota 2. Here comes the 6th. Our final game to find our final team in the semi-finals. Fnatic awaits the winner of this game, and watching it on the sidelines awaits the loser of this game. So who's it going to be? 2 teams remain. Both want to make it to tomorrow's semi-finals. The first are Boom ID. The champions of the Singtel PvP Esports Championship in Indonesia, they are Boom ID! A lot of support for them here in Singapore, but there's a team who want to stop them reaching the semi-finals. The final team standing today, but is this their last stand? They are from the Philippines, and they are Admiral Dota! A lot of supports for both of these incredible teams, Boom ID and Admiral Dota. One of these will watch the other one of these play Fnatic in a semi-final tomorrow. Our last time today to our incredible analyst desk with the incredible Shiva, and we got one more brilliant Dota 2 game for you coming now.
One more indeed, and I kind of feel like we saved the best game for last. We have 2 teams that are so evenly matched. I'm here together with Capitalist, Fogged, and ODPixel. Gentlemen, we're going to head into this game. You heard Matt say it, winner goes up against Fnatic. I can't copy that, Fog. That's impressive. Glad you have other skills other than Dota. And yeah, looking forward to this best of 1. It should be a very exciting match, Cap.
Yeah, it should. As you said, these 2 teams seem to be kind of well matched. Boom did win the last best of 1, but I actually kind of feel an admirable for this next one.
Me too.
See, I'm hearing some chance.
Okay, so
yeah.
I think it's for Boom.
For me, before we got here to this tournament, and I was looking at the teams, I was looking at Admiral. I was like, yeah, I mean, I think Admiral has a little bit of an edge over Boom, but then after I've seen them play in the group stages and I saw them play today, I feel like I give Boom a little bit more of an advantage.
Boom definitely had a better opportunity to win their best of 1.
They did have a Broodmother.
And they also had a Broodmother when they beat Admiral yesterday, Owen. Maybe that's kind of like their one-trick pony.
I'm sure it's going to get banned out. I don't think, you know,
more likely.
Admiral are going to let that one through. I don't think we've seen a Brood. If they let a Brood through, then it's their own funeral. You know, they sort of deserve to lose. You know?
Do you have a favorite
not
team?
Our boys, you know, click Broodmother, click ban.
It's the anchor around their neck.
Well, letting them have the Brood. Or, what, is not banning it?
Giving away the Broodmother, yes.
Well, we'll see. Maybe they want to go home. I don't know. But ban the Brood.
You've seen both teams play today,
yeah.
Owen. We already know that Cap's thinking Admiral has a better shot. Boom ID, and it's 50-50. Which one do you think has that?
I was really impressed what it was It was Admiral right in the game against LGD where they suffered in the mid lane, where they had, Allison on the Bloodseeker against Arme's Morph. That was a tough lane. But that was the game where the side lanes looked pretty strong. They ran the Jara. That was Admiral, right? Yeah. They had Bench on the Jara. That looked pretty good. Yeah, Bocarino on the Venge down. I thought that looked really hopeful for Admiral. To the point where I think, likewise, for Boom ID, you got to sort of wonder, you let Admiral take the IO, they're going to try and IO Jara you. It's going to be a very hard lane to play against if you don't sort of have the right formation to go against it. So as much as I expect Admiral to sort of take away the Broodmother, I think Boom ID will probably try and break up the IO Jara, maybe just banning the IO in the first rebound.
It's hard to, like, I'm still like so torn because I don't really... I got to see the 2 Brood games from Boom, and I was like, yeah, they looked so great, but it's like, what are they actually going to do without it versus this team? Like, what's the difference going to make? Because Admiral in the game, too, they had it, like, their lanes, like you're saying, their lanes were great, but then their mid-game, they just had no idea what to do. But is it just because they were versus LGD?
I think that's what and LGD did have so many sort of IO counters. Like, it was a hard game for that was the thing, this is LGD they were playing against, and it was a hard game for the IO, but I thought it still looked pretty impressive sort of in the opening sort of segments of the game.
And it was a hard game for Allison as well, but I think he actually recovered really well. Like, considering the presence that was in his move.
And he did go, that was the game where he went for the Midas build. He went for the Midas build.
The Bloodseeker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was, I don't know, we don't see it. Pretty much all the other teams, they'll put the Bloodseeker in the mid lane. Very rare you see sort of a Midas pickup. In fact, I feel like when you do see sort of Midas pickup, it's when sort of like there's a team that feels that confident that they're that better than the team. And I mean, hats off to him sort of doing that against LGD. Maybe he's really confident in his play. But,
or you're in such a situation, you're in such a hole that you have no other way to get back into the game than like a farming item like
Does anyone even build that item anymore?
Animitis?
Well, it depends what hero. Some heroes, what heroes still get it?
Arc Warden still doesn't.
Arc Warden sometimes. Not every time.
If they don't go the Necronomicon build, they don't get it.
You still get it as Invoker?
Sometimes.
If you go the
bad
Exort
invokers,
Invoker, but the Quasi-Wex Invokers don't go Animitis.
I think you still go for Animitis.
I do. My Invoker's lost like the last 10 games I've played. And,
How many Animitis do you get on Void?
It depends. I like to get it. My teammates don't, but there's a very handy sort of mute all incoming chat function, which I highly advise using if you do plan on building Midas on any hero.
No, Owen, I think you misunderstood the question. How many Midases do you buy?
In the same game?
Like, in the same game, like 3?
What, in one game?
Yes.
Why would I do? I'm not that crazy, Cap. I mean,
I don't know, Owen.
I may have tried it once in the very long past, but then I realized it does not work.
They share the same cooldown. He found out. 4 years later, he found out.
I found out a long time ago. It was a rough game.
So they banned. So
all right, these two teams.
This is
Nigma and Mirana banned.
These two teams know each other a lot. Like,
yes.
As far as qualifiers go, we had the qualifiers for the minor and the major already. These two teams are going to meet each other a lot. Because I kind of feel like also the Southeast Asian scene right now is one of the most competitive ones.
Nice. I was wondering if it was going to be Pugna Shaker or if it was going to be Necro Shaker, just because of how much I saw the Nyx ban, so I was like, it had to be one of those two ridiculous int heroes that don't want to play against Nyx. And these teams do seem to like the Pugna quite a lot. It was banned a lot of times in the group stages.
No Brood ban.
No Brood ban.
Broods there.
No Winter Wyvern ban.
They do ban the IO though, as I thought they would. And they get themselves the silencer. It's a strong one from Boom.
Very good versus Necro.
Yeah.
Good versus Urshika as well.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't ever be caught in an Echo Slam, so you're always going to stop his combo at least.
I really like it versus like Necro because you go Shroud, you can still use your shtick, you can still use your Fairy Fire, whatever, but you can't use your Pulse. Like it does slow down a little bit of that extra healing, and it's a pretty long duration silence, high damage.
And it's important to make sure that you have when you already have a Weaver like this, and it's probably going to be like maybe it's a 1 position, but probably going to be we see a lot of 3 position Weavers, right?
Yeah,
you are less likely to have that big burst damage that you need against the Necrophos because one of those core positions is already taking up. So you need to make sure that you do have the appropriate mechanisms to be able to finish this Necro off and making sure he doesn't get off Ghost Shroud in the first place.
This dual lane is Weaver Silent. Like that sounds like such a strong dual lane. Like what do you actually beat that lane? Yeah. It seems very, very difficult for you to actually be able to contest them. Unless you have like 2 big bruisers with the sentry down and.
It could still be like Silencer safe lane. They can get like Venge to be the support with the Weaver as well. So
Dire team
Yeah.
back.
A lot of options.
Radiant team
There's
back.
the Brood and the Pugna. I mean, they have the Necro, so now they have to ban the Pugna, or you want to ban the Pugna.
I mean, we've still got the two birds in the pool, the Wyvern and the Phoenix, both up for grabs if you want to do it. Don't mind seeing a Phoenix for Boom ID. Maybe that's a little awkward with the silence.
It's a little awkward, I'd feel. Yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But Silencer's just so good that, you know,
5 seconds
might just not matter too much.
I see Boom with this ban. What else are they worried Admiral getting their hands on? I mean, they've already got sort of a good team fight. This Shaker, Necrophos. Is there anything that you really don't want to have to worry about to play? I mean, what sort of heroes are there that aren't too effective, would you say, by a Silencer? Like, aren't too fussed where he goes if he's going to be against him in the lane? Is there any sort of hero that sort of strikes out as...
Well, you want to go for heroes that generally buy Yule Scepters, for example, just by default, regardless if there's a Silencer or not.
Or naturally build into BKBs.
Yes. BKB cores. Yeah. BKB cores was what I was thinking. Or illusions.
Yeah.
Because you're a Silencer, you don't really deal with illusions very well. Or summons, that's why you look at the Brood as well.
And right now, Boom ID have like no AoE clear whatsoever, which is where I think you want your other support to be able to come in.
I think Admiral could look at something like a Terror Blade. Not right now, but maybe 4th pick.
10 seconds remaining.
Also that illusion versus that silence.
5 seconds remaining.
Do you feel they need to worry a little bit more about getting some more lockdown, or is already sort of the Shaker, the Necro, enough for, you know, to deal with like a hero like the Weaver? Do you need to look at further catch, any sort of roots and stuff?
I think they could, the Wyvern. I think Wyvern and the other one that that kind of sneaks in is just because it's versus Weaver is Rubik.
Radiant team.
But, okay, take that. That's a lot of sustain. Necro Dazzle.
Big armor upgrade.
Oh, that's true. Versus Weaver. Yeah, the Weave could be cool.
Can be sometimes kind of hard to play in a game against the Silencer. You know, you're looking to sort of hold off for those clutch graves. A global comes in and then bam, you sort of have this useless support at the back that can't do sort of that. One of those crucial plays that you look to pick the hero for.
Yeah, nothing but a strong laner.
Yeah, it is a bit weird to have it picked into the Silencer, just because of that exact reason.
It's going to be a hard game. It's going to be a hard game.
I like any sort of like big team fight here for Boom ID, Phoenix, Undying.
I mean, I feel with Boom ID, I mean, you're against what, Necrophos and a Dazzle. Is there any reason why you don't want to sort of slip an AA into the draft? Very nice with a Weaver.
Oh, yeah.
Give him the chilly fingers with the Geminate, and you've got that already. So the silence and the blast makes it very hard to sort of play against.
Yeah, so you don't. Then you have no.
You don't like those two supports.
You have no control between your two supports.
Yeah.
And it's like you have the silence to not allow the Dazzle to get the grave off there, and like the AA, you know, the break that it would be, but it's a bit awkward. Yeah, they go for Kunkka.
That's nice because now you have like really good catch and lockdown. You have a nice combo to be able to burst down the Necrophos. And also the Rum is super helpful in these situations against the Necrophos because he doesn't feel comfortable getting a good Reaper sight.
Yeah, absolutely. Makes it so much harder. It's also that sort of way to fight into, you know, team fights where, you know, people might get hit by the Weave, sure they're losing armor, but you've got that sort of extra damage resistance, so you can fight that a little bit longer without worrying about ticking too low on the armor front and getting punched down by what I'd imagine maybe, you know, some sort of hard-hitting physical core that Admiral will do want to sort of add in that can really benefit off the armor reduction that the Dazzle offers.
Do they Terror Blade here?
Terror Blade Dazzle sounds good.
I'd like it here, yeah.
Yeah.
Always going to get that Sunder off as long as you're not global. As long as you're both not global.
Do you think that sort of the Kunkka's enough of a put-off to stop Admiral going for something like that classic cheese pick, the Huskar with the Dazzle?
That's a good point.
Or is there still a chance?
They still could definitely do that.
Like, is it not too terrifying playing against a Kunkka where you're sort of worried about those sort of late game stray Tidebringer hits? Or is it just a plan? You're not going to get to that point.
If you get to that point, then you already made the mistakes, right? Like you want to be able to end the game on your like first, no, more like the second Aegis.
I think the bigger concern is the Weaver in that regard.
Yeah, as well.
The Weaver's physical damage.
Yeah. Wraith King into the Weaver. So
yeah.
That, you know, mana break at 15.
I like the Wraith King, and I was like, oh. Wraith King against Kunkka gives you kind of like a front 9 initiator for your Necrophos and everything. It all looks good. And then I saw Weaver in the game, and I'm like, oh no, that's a dumb suggestion. Why would I say that?
At least he's the one that he can just be that full-out frontliner, right? To give the Earthshaker better situations to get that initiation.
And then you just save your mid for your like kind of carry last pick.
Invoker coming out for Boom.
Quaswex Invoker is really good versus Necrophos and Wraith King.
Yeah, this
is
is
a good point.
I mean, as you said, I think it was already hard for the Wraith King to have a game in that sense with the Weaver there, and now that Invoker pick.
How are they going to lane it?
Very nice.
Support Kunkka.
Support Kunkka.
Yeah, 4 position.
Yes.
Did you say 4% Invoker?
I said 4.
I was like, wait.
That would be amazing.
New meta.
I mean,
I've tried it.
Isn't there a chance as well it could be, you can play position 3 Kunkka, can't you, in a duel lane? And do the Weaver safe lane, or are you not a fan of that?
I don't think you, because of the duel lane, I don't think you put enough pressure on the enemy carry because your levels are so slowed down.
Okay.
I think it's kind of like your support or a solo laner. The dual lane meta doesn't really work so well for you.
They've got Wraith King. You kind of have to ban Clinks in a lot of those situations, just that strafe dodge.
Yeah.
It's like whenever Venge or Wraith King is there, it's just like Clinks is that red flag immediately. And they ban the Huskar just in case.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
You don't want to take that risk.
Especially now with like a Wraith King thrown into. It's just...
I mean, yeah, you sort of feel that as well. Even though they sort of have answered the Wraith King, but if sort of that pace is there from Admiral that they're running at you with a Necrophos, Wraith King, and a Huskar backed up by a Dazzle Shake, that sounds pretty terrifying.
How does Bloodseeker do against Quaswex Invoker?
10 seconds
in lane?
remaining.
Yeah.
Great. You got such a base damage advantage. It's hard to bully.
Because you kind of like it here, right? It's a natural BKB hero. It's you've got Rupture against Weaver. Maybe it's not enough of a hard carry that you want. I don't know.
They get the TB for themselves.
Alrighty. I've got that way to scale as well now. I mean,
you got a lot of magic burst though. He's gonna have to contend with between the Earthshaker and Necrophos, like those two.
But at least he's got the rum from the Kunkka.
He's got the rum and the global, the two things to
back him up.
Him up and at least try to protect him.
Is it enough on the lane to protect the?
I'm sure. Yeah, no, he could get punished at the start. Admiral will get a good duel against him.
I mean, they're gonna do Earthshaker, Necrophos.
Yeah.
I think Necrophos is gonna be really happy with that lane. He'll farm well.
Silencer is always the thing that can change that tide, right? It's like the Silencer and the Ogre, for me, when you have those heroes in the safe lane, you change it. And yeah, they do the Bloodseeker.
Good call.
It's very nice versus both the Invoker and laning phase, and like you said, Weaver in the overall aspect of the game.
And I think Bloodseeker kind of matches the pace that a Quaswex Invoker wants to be able to take.
Oh.
I just don't like the Wraith King. If it was something else, I would actually really like Admiral's lineup.
I still kind of like it though.
Yeah.
I still do kind of like it, but it does feel like
on the fence.
They can get to a point where it's like if they don't have a good lead, I mean, Boom ID's lineup just looks so terrifying if you get to the later stages again. It's like this Invoker, this Terrorblade with the Rum thrown on top, and then they even have this Weaver that can also become that semi-carry.
So what are we thinking, Owen? Getting to the late game is important for Boom ID? Where's your focus going to go?
I mean, I think sort of looking at how the two teams played today, I was that little more impressed with the way that Admiral did run their side lanes. So even though I think that the draft of Boom ID makes a little more sense, I think I'm actually looking at Admiral to be able to take this. I was just really impressed with the way that they played the dual lanes. And with this lineup, if they are able to sort of crush the side lanes, they have a lineup that could actually just run down lanes and get to the point where if they get momentum, it's going to be very hard to stop them and sort of slow down the game to the point where you're finding these team fights where Terrorblade's in there being backed up by a boat coming in. It could go a little too fast. I think Admiral Dota could do this.
It's a lot of sustain. Yeah, they could get a good push rolling. Just, yeah, I mean, I feel we say it a lot, but it's when it's like a Terrorblade and Invoker and stuff, you really don't want it to get to those later stages.
All right, it's all about the lanes.
And pretty much almost every single game, the team who had better late game has won so far in the group stage.
Seems like it, yeah.
Maybe not so much about the lanes then, as it turns out. Let's find out what's going to happen in the last game of the night. It is over to Kyle and Grant.
Thank you very much, Shiver and panel. And that is true. One more BO1, and guess what? It's one. You either go home. It's pretty late here. You don't want to go home on a loss right here. You want to be back tomorrow. You want to get some sleep, ready to play, and we'll see who are you favoring, Kyle? Admiral or Boom ID here?
Gotta say, we were both real surprised Boom didn't pick Drow Ranger.
Yep.
Felt like a flawless game for it, but even so, I think that I'd favor their draft 70-30, 80-20.
Agreed.
feels like it's a lot easier for them to take objectives, and it's not a believer in support Dazzle. I don't think you are either.
I don't believe the hero has some real mana problems, has some real silencer problems, has a lot of problems this game. Interesting third pick. We're going to find out. I think also, I would say, I think Fervian, from what I've seen in the qualifiers as well as just today, I mean, he seems like the best player in this game. We'll see what he can do on the Terrorblade.
Yep.
That's definitely a hero that can solo carry a game if needed, but they have the Invoker as well, and Weaver.
I love Kunkka's support with an Invoker too.
Same.
Guaranteed Sunstrike setup all game.
Ooh, here we go. It will skill the stun out here. Ooh, heal flies, and well, Dazzle's useless for the next a little bit here. But they do still have the stun from Wraith King. Do they want to go for this? Doesn't look like it. They know they're getting the 2 bottom runes, and they'll just take it.
Surprised you don't contest that if you're the TB lane. You don't want to meta for it, I suppose. But I feel like Silencer is a strong enough support to contest runes.
Yeah.
Especially against a Shaker.
Toss it out. He becomes useless, especially at level 1. It is going to be, looks like the Exort Invoker. We've been seeing a lot more Quas Wex as of lately. And especially versus a Wraith King, are you surprised he actually didn't go for it, or does he just want to win this middle lane?
I think he just wants to win the lane, but it's
tough,
interesting. It's a tough matchup. If Bloodseeker gets a little ahead, we've seen him just utterly destroy heroes.
Yeah.
So if he gets that 1 kill, all of a sudden this Invoker is going to be level 3, level 4, and forced to jungle. But
And you have an Earthshaker, so very well could happen. Will Sunstrike the range creep? Does a nice job getting it. Do you remember when Poor Man's Shield was in the game?
Oh,
any melee hero versus like the PLs and Juggernauts?
Yep.
That was an SCA classic too. But we'll see. We'll see how we can do without that item. It'll be tough. Nice job creep aggro by the Invoker, keeping it on his side.
I like that he bought a stick to start the game with. It's the counter to Bloodseeker in the laning phase because he's going to be spamming Blood Rage, and it's just free sustain, ensures that he's able to continue Sunstriking for range creeps or to harass enemy lanes, maybe set up some kills.
This top ton of deniable creeps here. Can he get one? Gets one, but look at this Wraith King trying to zone him out. And they just want him to secure this range creep, it looks like. Will they? They do.
It's a tough lane for Weaver Kunkka. Both a very, melee hero and a short range ranged hero. It's very easy for Dazzle to get wave damage off. It auto hits heroes as well, so just really easy to trade harass. Look at that.
Oh man, yeah. Will they get the kill? It sure looks like they might. He does have a stick as well. Ton of sticks from Boomini. You get one more auto tech. Oh, that should be enough. Yep. There's the vision. And it will be. Reapplying that poison. Pretty damn good. Nice job.
You can see, that's the power of Dazzle, right? Not the greatest hero in the meta anymore, but very formidable in lane, especially if you're against heroes that catch the Shadow Wave. It's a ton of damage, and it's physical.
At least I like this. Earthshaker will be the first one looking at the rune. It will be the haste bottom. What do you do? Do you try to roam middle, possibly get a kill? Is that possible?
I mean, Kunkka's low.
Yeah. So the Bloodseeker has the damage.
They do have a ward on that bottom rune, though, so Invoker will see this rotation coming. Shouldn't be caught off guard. It would require a block to actually take him down. It's going to scan as well.
And it won't actually hit. It doesn't look like he could definitely, you never know. Did he go back bottom? Is he on that hill? They don't know. Weaver. Stick as well. They like it. Some free regen, right? It's regen that's always there. You never have to shuttle it out, which is nice. But here's the big guy, the Terrorblade. Uh-oh, there we go. He isn't going to throw the stun out. Reflection gets tossed. And now look at that. Over a 1k gold lead already, just 3 minutes into the game for the dire side. Stun will just harass. So is Necro versus Terrorblade sound like Fog and Cap were saying that's just super Necro favored? Is it, how big would you say, like an 80-20 kind of thing? Is it that bad, or?
I actually think it's relatively even. It kind of depends on the supports, but I feel like Silencer is so much more favored in this matchup. I think Necro would be dominating this lane if he had a more active support hero that could actually sit with him in lane, spam harass like we saw in the previous matchup. The Lina Wyvern was very effective if you had another hero that could harass more effectively. But alas, it's just the Shaker. But you will be able to land kills, and if Necro hits 6, TB is pretty much forced out of lane.
I believe Admiral's looks like they're winning pretty much. Oh man, a lot of stuns. I mean, middle lane just an absolute massacre right now. 13 denies. We saw what 4 range creep denies already, and that's what really counts. There you go. I don't believe. Looks like they're just gonna stack it. Not going for the pull. Maybe it's trying, but. Wraith King as a hero, how do you feel about him? Well, what is the? Are you like a Blink Blade Mill guy? Are you like Radiant Blink?
Is this Weaver? No, he's to be fine. I am a proponent of getting some item before Blink, unless you're having an incredible game. Just because Blink doesn't give you the ability to farm any faster. So if you can't find kills, you end up just falling off. Oh, nice block.
Wow, stuns him into it. Now he does have the stick, so it slows down the Bloodseeker a little bit. Now he summons the Forge Spear, throws down an early level of Ice Wall here. Is that going to be enough with the Sunstrike? It is. Nice job. That was a sick stun by the Earthshaker, but just a better heads-up play by the Invoker, knowing with that stick, the Bloodseeker does no damage.
Yep, and that's the benefit of getting that early stick, right? I mean, he healed himself for near 300, and you just can't find a kill on somebody.
There you go, they're going in. He's going to look here. He knows heals on cooldown. Now the Weaver going to go for the kill, needs 2 more attacks, but goes for 1. Picked up the bounty rune. I don't think he would got the kill, even if he didn't. Well, pretty simple. It does look like it's a 3-for-1 rune exchange, though, in favor of Radiant. So they bring it back a little bit there.
Yeah, I will say, even though Bloodseeker is crushing this mid lane, I think Invoker's doing just fine under the circumstances. I've seen, you know, the no-one Bloodseekers just make the matchup unplayable. And you can see Invoker's actually out GPMing the Bloodseeker thanks in part to that Sunstrike kill on Earthshaker earlier.
Even though he is the lower level. That's the best part. You always have the little global. Both teams have a little global presence. Obviously, with Bloodseeker, it's a little different, but Sunstrike, they don't really. I just realized they don't really have setup for the Sunstrike, except like you said, the Kunkka.
And they needed something like that because they have no real catch otherwise. Not even TP cancel really without the Kunkka.
Looks like the Kunkka wanted to roam middle, and oh, it might be pretty easy to do when you have an Invis rune here. It's still, he is full HP.
They have a creep wave, Forge Spear getting some minus armor stacks up.
Gotta do it like right now, right? He's not gonna go for it? Yeah, felt like maybe they, I mean, even if not, right? That's a ton of damage. Has the Fairy Fire and 1,000 HP. Bloodseeker does have a decent chunk of HP. We'll be going for the phase boots. Weaver.
I like this play from the Wraith King Dazzle. They have the catapult up. Offensive glyph as well.
Oh, but this Earthshaker taking a ton of damage. Uh-oh, Rupture comes off instant TP. Do we have a Reapers? Nope, level 5. We'll just TP out, and now he's in a little bit of trouble, but does have the stun, and well, see you later. Will he go for the Shrine? Nope.
I'm surprised he didn't just keep running. They had a Shrine active, he still had his Tauren up.
Maybe some TPs come in, he's fine. But it is going to be a 3-for-1 lead now for Admiral. If you didn't know, they did play in the group stage. It was 1 game. Boom ID took it. It was about a 40-minute game, a pretty standard game. Stun. Just to harass out here. That level 6, they need it on the Necro. That is the finisher. And a lot of these kills, they don't really have, I mean, besides Bloodseeker chasing people, they don't have that just kind of burst damage, kill someone.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting because the Weaver's super outmatched in this top lane now. His support's left him because there's just nothing you can really do. Dazzle Wraithing just outputs so much damage and pressure that you can't be here if you're a Kunkka. Like, it's just not how the hero functions. You need level 6 to really get active and be effective, but it's just difficult to find that space when, as you said, they're kind of behind in all 3 lanes.
Ooh, a ton of damage going out again. And even just the, right, he goes Invis, the dots, you have the Poison and the Wraithfire that all do damage over time. Feels pretty nice. Doesn't have bugs for about 30. And the Bloodseeker, but we saw another range creep tonight. This guy is just punishing. The Invoker will finally go to the jungle. I actually thought he might go earlier when he was like level 5. He is going to do it now. Try to catch up. X marks the spot. Will bring the Wraith King. Will hit, and there you go. Will it be the Sunstrike? We have a Silencer. Is he just going to TP out? Oh, he does. The Weaver. Weaver's going in the backlines for the other 2, but oh, he TP'd back to the tier 1. Okay.
Yeah. It was a long TP as well because Bloodseeker's TP'd in as well.
Yeah, I think you're right. This Bloodseeker is going to go absolutely ham this game, it feels like. And he is ready. He is level 8. He's looking. That's a level 5 Weaver. Oh, misses that. Will get the X up, but the stun's there. He won't be able to pull him back. He's going to just get right-click down Will, and gets the kill. I think Allison is going to be having a pretty damn good game here. Midas Wraith King, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. Sure looks like. I mean, he could switch to Armlet, but not what he has queued up.
I feel like it's an excellent Armlet game, but Midas, I feel like Midas is never bad on a hero that needs to right-click to farm, and you also need the skeleton charges, obviously, to really play the game, so Not necessarily a bad choice. Helps you go late game against something like a Terrorblade. I like the Bloodseeker when phase boots. It's not something you traditionally see in the pro circuit. I feel like that's more of like a C pub special, but I like it in a game like this where you're reliant on snowballing to win. And he's able to cover so much ground now. If they get harassed on this Terrorblade or up at the top lane as they've been continuing to do so, he'll be able to connect at like 600 move speed, minimum.
It feels like it's still plus 24 damage, right? I haven't lost.
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure I'm not crazy. Get a
Phase
roll on.
Yules, wow, going full race car build.
And look at this Invoker, not even 7.5 quite yet. Going Midas himself, kind of have to on Invoker.
Phase boots though?
Phase boots on non-Quas Wax, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't see that very often.
Look at this Rune's gonna spawn out. Earth Shaker.
Dire's middle tower.
Chill is gonna be the Weaver popping ultimate. So what do you do now? You're Radiant. They have to know they're behind, like by a decent margin. Where do you want to make your first move? Like true move? Is it like Terrorblade's next meta? Maybe you just go top and push, or?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I mean, it's another one of those scenarios where you have 3 cores on the team that's currently ahead that are very difficult to take down. Bloodseeker sitting on 1100 HP, a Necro in one lane, a Wraith King in the other. Like, where do you make your move? Because your supports just aren't that effective yet because Grunk is not level 6.
There's going to be the save as the panel was talking about. On the Radiant side, you do have the global silence. You do have the Kunkka, the Rum. And here we go. They're going to look for this young man named Dazzle. Will they find him? Will get hit by himself a little bit. And he is going for it. Gets the kill before Grave comes out. Bottom lane, though. Uh-oh. There goes the Kunkka. And now looks like they might just take this tier 1 bottom. And there's the rotation. Top for the Terrorblade. More than likely, they want to trade 1 for 1 here, but I think Dire's going to kill his tower quick enough. Yeah. Can they rotate top, or you just let it go?
I think they can. I mean, the supports aren't 6. There's no team fight on Boom ID's side until these supports are able to get into the game, and I don't even think the Terrorblade matters. I mean, he catches a silence or a stun, a Necroscythe, like he's just going to go down no matter what. How do you dive into a Dazzle Wraith King? I mean, they're just shoving the wave, and if you go for them, there's going to be those counterplay TPs.
Yep, as well, they can both, right? Wraith King is allowed to die once. He has the ultimate, you have a Grave. That is so much time they can buy. We'll see what they want to do. They are taking this tower decently quick, but be careful. The Weaver's still up there, and it looks like they are just going to give it away.
It's a setup by the Weaver. He's taking such an aggressive position that he's preventing a teleport in to set up, and you would need 2 TPs to fight that. And they're just not really confident porting into a meta, knowing that they would be surrounded immediately upon entering the fray.
Well, Silencer is going to get level 6 finally, but you see, he has like half mana, but he doesn't have enough mana to cast Global. That is a very costly spell. Well, we do watch the Invoker trying to catch up down in the bottom lane.
The Silencer, as you said, does finish. Gets level 6, but I feel like Kunkka is far more important, especially just looking at the net worth. I mean, Silencer even have boots yet? I didn't see.
He did just pick him up on the thing. Oh my goodness,
boy.
and you even heard it. It sounded like it went up, but it won't. They want to actually get the Reaper kill on him, and, well.
All right.
Okay. Oh, he didn't have it up, my bad. 8 seconds. It looked like he was casting it. This was just canceled right clicks, but they get the kill. That's a nice one. Just slow him down. This is Bloodseeker. He's just going to get stronger and stronger. Do you like the full race card build, or would you have wanted like a Blade Mill BKB kind of build?
I think in a game against Silencer and Kunkka, I like it a lot more. As Bloodseeker, oh.
Wow, he gets some, oh, could have got the double there. He didn't know, obviously, with the invis. The Kunkka, the Rum will be there, but it won't be enough. Easy kill onto him, and now look for one more. No Yules yet. Will barely get out. That's also nice, too. Yules canceling TP.
Exactly. I like it for that reason. You have 2 heroes, the Necro and Dazzle, with no real stun, so I think it's quite nice for that reason. But you're playing against Silencer Kunkka. You disrupt those heroes' kits completely by using yourself, and you need some sort of build-up item, right? And it's either a Blade Mail or a Yules, and I think in this game he's making the right decision.
I know they got, as you said, the Necro doesn't have one, but now he gets a Yule, so he has kind of a, not a stun, but, you know, a TP canceller, as well as, you know, some nice survive, you know, just Yules into Ghost Shroud and a heal.
And it's the same with Wraith King, right, where I really like the one item before Blink. I think you have 3 options: Blade Mail, Armlet, Maelstrom, I suppose, and Midas. And in this game, I really don't mind the Midas. You have 2 cores already ahead. You were slightly behind their pace, so why not ensure you'll stay relevant all game? And then whenever you pick up the blink, you can go get active, but knowing that you're not sacrificing your progression for that increase in aggression.
Macro middle. Teamed up there with the Earthshare. Oh, there's the Yule. Silence is going to come down. Can't go swat. No, there comes the glow, but will it matter? Double damage on this Bloodseeker. Oh my goodness. He is just going to go insane. Here comes the Kunkka though. Stun will fly. Ooh, misses the curse there, and there's the Rupture. He's just going to try to run away. He is so fast. Double damage. Allison is destroying this game. Ooh, in comes Furby. I don't know if this is where you want to be. Oh, maybe it is. Uphill. Nice Yules, and that is going to be a killing spree. Weaver gets a kill in the back line.
And we're like 100 feet away, and we can hear Allison screaming along with the rest of Admiral. They are getting hype right now, diving tier 1. That Bloodseeker just going ham, and all of a sudden, you're up to a commanding lead. You're going to collect 2 bounty runes top. Will Shaker beat Weaver to this bottom bounty? Looks like it.
Oh, but the second one, I believe he does. Wow. And they get the tower. They are just so rich. 8K lead in a 15-minute game, yeah. This Invoker got destroyed middle, and yeah, you see that the slow Mariana Trench depth going on. And it just, right, no Midas on Invoker at 15 minutes.
When's he going to be relevant? Like, I see this Invoker played Exort, but I feel like whenever I see Miracle played, he's going like treads Yules, treads Ags. I never see phase boots on a non-quas.
And this Weaver just perma-stun. The one killing spree, the one guy they had, you know, getting some kills roaming.
Yeah. They are feeling themselves. Anywhere the supports go, they're finding kills. And
that's Earthshaker Blink is already up. That is, the Weaver just became a lot more useless. This Terrorblade, he has to be wary of, like right now, if he had his Blink, that's a kill.
And look at this, I love this decision. You're this far ahead as a Wraith King, don't go Blink Dagger. Straight for a Radiance. Yeah. Just when you're already ahead, just get further ahead. Don't worry about closing out a game. The new Dota is all about getting to an insurmountable advantage and then allowing the game to effectively close itself. It's so difficult to break base or force fights. Never put yourself in a position where you need to do anything, and just farm. Push waves, kill creeps.
Well, bottom lane, there's a lot of dire heroes here. Weaver hiding in that tree line. Just throw it out. Ooh, is that going to hit onto the Silencer? Nope. Or the Invoker, pardon me. No, Global's going to get popped. Seems like a very early Global Silence coming out, trying to stop anything. And now this Earthshaker does that blink. Ooh, nice curse from behind, though. Is going to be able to block him out. We do see the Sunstrike will be enough. Yep, they bring down Wraith King once. But see you later, Silencer, a minute. This Silencer is so broke, and he gets Reapered. Yep. When you're a Silencer level like 7 or 8 and you're dead for a minute, oh yeah, they're just, as you said, pushing the advantage. A 10k lead now. Admiral is looking so good, and there's the blink there. Will get tornado, won't matter. There's the dunk. They're trying to right click. There comes one. Will he at least bring down? They do, but now he's in a lot of trouble. The Kunkka just trying to run, won't matter. The stun flies. They might just start pushing the base right now. He's gonna go for it. Oh, the Sunder comes out. Yules into the air. He could be in a lot of trouble here.
He's dead.
He is. That, I mean, I know it's 18 minutes in, but that is a very game-losing play.
They look shook right now on Boom ID. I mean, Admiral is just yelling every time they're making kills happen and diving, and it just looks like Boom ID is lost. That's the crowd. It's both.
Who knows?
It's definitely the team.
Dude,
the timing.
12K. Yeah, this is an absolute. This is one of the games people were like, this is going to be the most even game. This is going to decide who moves on to the bracket. These are 2 evenly matched teams right now.
This might be the biggest stomp of the day.
It is. It really does feel like that.
And it seems like it's the same script. Like, no matter who's winning, it always comes down to, it feels like they win the lanes. They have these 3 cores that just kind of self-sustain, just sit in each corner of the map. And the supports just move around to find kills. And this might just be a dead Weaver. There's a Bloodseeker and a Wraith King here. No blink, actually. What am I saying? They're just going to kill the creep wave.
That Weaver, though, you saw his items. He is broke. I didn't realize. He was on a killing spree, but, I mean, a kill is what? 200 gold. You kill 1 set of creeps, and you're there. Well, going to try to clear out this creep wave. We'll get it. And there's the Radiance. 19-minute Radiance with that Midas. It feels like you might be able to just, you win another team fight, you get Roche. Guess what? The game plays itself, as you said, from there. 14 on Bloodseeker.
I don't know how you kill anybody. I mean, we saw that last team fight. I mean, Terrorblade wasn't there. TP's into base, sunders his ally, and goes down immediately. Like, how does he get back into this game?
You like the Necro 19-minute Aghanim's? I feel like it's weird. It lowers the cooldown, but it doesn't feel that good till you're 18.
Yeah.
Like, it lowers it, but it's still extremely long.
I don't know what he would buy. I mean, he's so farmed already. Like, what?
They already have a Radiance.
What's next?
Yeah.
I mean, he could theoretically just, like, rush to Sheepstick or something, but is that really necessary? Maybe a Lotus just for more silence removal? Help out his Shaker?
I was going to say, those two are Ashivas. It feels like one of those three, definitely good. Sheepstick, I mean, it's never not good.
I like, man, I love the itemization from Admiral in this game. Why do I keep saying Admiral? They're Team Admiral.
They are playing pretty admirable, though. Maybe
that's true.
Why.
He's just getting a rupture in the face, isn't he?
Oh, gonna go for the Silence. They don't even want to use it. Oh! Gets it off, and he's gonna be able to run away.
So close, though.
Wait, he just got the bounty rune, too. That's why he was there. And almost level 15 on Bloodseeker, but this Weaver is very annoying. That's the one problem. You don't have the blink on your the Wraith King. You do have it on Earthshaker, but like that would have been a kill if he had a blink.
Yeah, but I don't mind it. Let him scale. Your Bloodseeker can now go Yules into BKB and just be your battler, and the Wraith King will inevitably be by far the strongest hero on map.
So you're Terrorblade. You have Yasha, you have Dragonlance. You're looking, obviously, this Terrorblade, I mean, it's a Terrorblade. You can get to the late game. You win one team fight defending uphill. All of a sudden, he's farming a lane, farming jungle. You have Alacrity for him. This is one of those, like, just oh, well, no more Alacrity after he goes down. And they get it. That's sick. This Terrorblade definitely can. Like, you lose a couple team fights, he can push your base. It's just going to be, everything's going to have to go right for them and everything wrong for Dire.
Yeah, they need a lot of time to pass as well.
Yeah, they do.
It's just, again, because the itemization of Admiral's cores, they're never really going to fall off either. So it's not as if they, Boom isn't just, you know, waiting for the clock to tick until they come ahead. They actually have to make a play one of these days. But how do they do that? Their only real catch is Kunkka, and he's a support hero with no mobility items. Like, you're not going to just find a magical engagement. You need to make something happen yourself. And, I mean, who do you even hunt? All three cores aren't burstable. You're going to have a BKB Bloodseeker, the Yules and the natural tank ability of a Necro, and, of course, Wraith King with his respawn ultimate, and a Dazzle with Grave behind all these heroes.
Oh, they have the Sentry. But oh no, he blocks out Allison, but he stopped. Oh my lord. Blood Rage, Blood Right. A lot of blood coming out from his body. Is there a possibility you push the base here? Doesn't look like they will.
So. Just get that tier 2 set. Go to Roche, right?
Yeah.
Something we saw, you know, all the invited teams, whenever they get that advantage, just slight enough to ensure they can take out the big boss, that's the first thing they do. And I think after you take this tier 2, you force the glyph, go finish that Roche, and then look to make an aggressive play.
Blink dodges. I do like, right, they didn't go to the jungle. They are pressuring something, which we've seen some of the other teams, you know, they do. And ooh, the Tornado EMP combo misses. Meteor will clear the creep wave. Oh, but a nice aggressive glyph there. Will pretty much glyph on the end. Then you see the heal from this Dazzle as well. Man, we doubted the Dazzle. I mean, we really did. And he's just playing well. It's that lane. Now that Dark Willow Wraith King got pretty nerfed. This, oh man, Dazzle Wraith King is nuts.
They're just walking down lanes. Top lane already shoved in.
He's dancing.
It's gonna be another free tier 2 unless if you're Boom, can you make an engagement happen? They do have a very strong team fight. Silencer ulti, Kunkka boat.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Oh, can they get a good global? That last global felt like it was wasted a little bit. That's such a tough skill. Ooh, he is going to get the stun. He will get the roam on himself. Will it be that stun strike? But Necro doesn't really care, and they're just chasing. Stun comes out. Ooh, he will block his own teammate again. Global flies. This guy is just BKB. He doesn't care. He's getting the kill on the silencer. Not the biggest deal, but that's just an alpha move. You're like, I'm killing you.
Yep.
You're useless, but I'm still killing you. Weaver, ooh, tries to get out.
Back into Bloodseeker.
Is, but Allison
Still has a rupture. Doesn't have the range.
Oh, there we go. Willie the silence off. Does. Ooh, the Sunstrike tries to. Just running at him. But oh, in comes this young man. And that was 1,100 gold. Just well, they're lucky that didn't go to the Terrorblade, but still, 1,200 to the Weaver. That is.
If there was a core for it to go to, that would be the hero. A little over aggressive, and again, I've got to reiterate, you took mid tier 2, you got the wards up, you burned the ultimates of the supports. Can you just please go over Shan now?
even just, I mean, you could just take this tier 2. It feels like that Bloodseeker just, the britches were a little big there. And they won't get it. They're going to try to run away. The X is there. Brings back, does still have the ulti as well on the Wraith King. But look at this.
They can go here.
Yeah, they can easily do Roche. With Bloodseeker alive 10, can TP to the Shrine. But his Invoker now, level 16 with the Midas. He's getting levels. He's getting farm. Still very far down, but he is getting something.
No, but it's Invoker Terrorblade. Like you said, their supports also bring a lot of team fight. We discussed the problems with picking Dazzle into Silencer, and if you get to a point where you have BKBs on this TB Invoker and like that damage item on Terrorblade, all of a sudden like this game does become very winnable, especially if you can get all the way up to like level 25 on both of these heroes. It's time consuming, and it really requires Admiral to make a mistake, and I feel like they're making one right now by just not going for Roche. You have Dazzle, you have Wraith King, you've so much physical damage and sustain. It's a free Roshan. Whenever Silencer ult is down, that should be your move, like, without hesitation.
And we talked about this earlier though, but by buying that the Radiance on Wraith King, right, you just kind of give it for free as well to the Terrorblade. I mean, not for free, but you get the Radiance there. And it looks like they're pinging Roche now. Oh, this could be very dangerous for Dire because all of Radiant is pretty much around there. It does look like Terrorblade TP's back to the base middle though. Bugs will fly. Just gonna hit the Necro a little bit. They'll so they know where the Weaver's at. Will they look for him? It looks like they will. Oh, he misses the ulti, but oh, he goes back into it. Will that be enough? Not quite. Oh my goodness, will he get out? Oh, I believe he dies here. Yep, he will go down. Meteor hits, but not doing very much damage. And oh, he has the Ghost Shroud slow as well to level 15 talent. Slowing down so much, gets the kill. Ping Roche. That's what you want, Kyle, right?
Yes. Please. And I mean, Boom does well. They teleport 2 heroes out, scan, and end up losing 2 anyway. I mean, you just can't get caught in those scenarios, especially when you're this far behind, because if that isn't an invitation to do Roche, I don't know what is.
Maybe Roche, you know, just invites him in. Crumpet and tape.
I don't know if he's that gracious of a host.
Doesn't seem like he's usually been a pretty big jerk. And here we go, they are going to do it. Look at that attack speed now going for the Assault Kyrus.
What time is it in this game? It's 26. It's going to have an AC at 27 minutes after a Radiance Midas.
This guy's having a great game. Oh, up there. Looking. Looks like Earthshaker's on. Usually it's like, oh man. Oh, can it go? Do they have dust? Shroud will slow. They have to know he wouldn't viz.
Dazzle does.
Ooh,
never mind.
That sentries would get to be tough. That's crazy. An Invoker running 1v1 from an Earthshaker. That's when you know you're behind. Like, normally you guys meet up in the jungle like that. This Invoker's going to shred you in like 2-3 seconds. But now he has a Yules himself. That's 3 Yules now in the Dire.
Look at where all the vision for Radiant is right now. They have 3 wards in the Dire part of the bottom area of the map.
And
that is...
They're not even playing there, really.
No one's playing there.
Finally, Terrorblade is, oh, the Weaver is going to get found. He's going to ulti, but oh my goodness, the damage. X is going to bring back the Bloodseeker nicely. He's just sitting there in Viz. Tornado will fly out. Nice dodge by Boomy, and they get the kill. That was a very nice dodge. What do you go? Do you go the lifesteal at 20 on Bloodseeker? They didn't last time. He goes to rupture damage.
Yeah, I like that decision. You're playing against Weaver and like you just rupture somebody, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna go down.
Your
team is so strong.
Oh, and he finds him with that freshly picked up Yules. Oh, Boomy's in a little bit of trouble here. Will his team come help him out? No. Surprisingly,
he's stuck there.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised no one else is TP'd down except this Dazzle, who's dying to illusions currently. Drum. And now, look at this Terrorblade's items. He's pretty farm now. He is kind of scary. You can't just... The Earthshaker is like, oh, this Invoker, this guy's easy. And then he's like, this Terrorblade, this guy's easy. Not as easy. And so, I mean, it's still very Dire, heavily favored. But this Terrorblade is getting farm. You do have an Invoker. I feel like if you're Dire, you want to make something happen, especially with this Aegis.
I'm surprised they didn't just push for the high ground there. I mean, it's nice after the TP gets canceled to go chase after him, but with Meta and BKB pop for it, I think you just buy back Shaker immediately. Actually, you don't believe he has one at the moment, but still, just walk down mid as 4. If you end up killing the Invoker, like that's a Rex for sure. As you said, they have the Aegis. coming back into the action now. They are going to converge. They will find this TB. And again, this is an Ags Necro, and I do believe that is no buyback on the Terrorblade either. So,
oh man, there it is. That is 110 seconds down, and you see, look at that, already back up in 40 seconds.
Yep.
Is level 18 now. Bloodseeker Manta, pretty damn good. Now you don't have to commit BKB for global. That's the best feeling. Like,
yep.
Well, I'll just Manta it off, and then I can BKB chase someone else down a minute later.
Yep. I like that decision, to be honest. You're really more of the utility hero for your squad now, and it always is nice to have two methods of removing the silence, because you saw him when he dove the base earlier, he immediately caught that silence, wasn't able to get a good rupture off. That will not happen again thanks to the double escape mag. Triple if you count the Yules, but...
Oh, looking around, won't find anyone.
Look at this Terrorblade, still dead for more than a minute.
Yep. You definitely just push. I mean, they don't know he doesn't have buyback. They can maybe look at his items and be like, this guy has actually quite a few items. Maybe he doesn't have it.
And you have 2 lives on all your cores, save the Necro, who's got a saving mechanic
Who kind
for
of does
himself.
have a second life on. If he gets Ghost Shroud off, he kind of has a second life, yeah.
And a Dazzle behind him. Look at that defensive weave. I love it.
That is going to lose all the mana there. And not level 20 quite yet on Wraith King. And no, his stick's in his backpack. I feel like you definitely put it for the TB, yeah, when you're pushing a base. Because that could just save you. And then that blink forward, oh my goodness, the crit into the dance, into the taking a tier 3 tower. And man, Dire has played so well this game. They're going to try to bring him down, but there it is. You have a Grave as well. You actually have 4 double life. That is crazy. I didn't really think about that.
The Invoker got ruptured. He's now out of the fight. All of a sudden, Rack's dead.
He's moving. Maybe there. I saw his health bar, and then okay, he's good. Just gonna throw the stun to disengage. I like it there. And Dire playing it very safe, and you can.
Yep, I like it. They TP. Bounty runes up, right? Go grab him. Continue to grow your lead. Take a shrine.
This Necro needs to be very careful, but they have the ward up there. Necro almost just walked uphill, but because of the vision advantage. Find the shrine, get a TP up top, and oh my goodness, they're gonna find him again. Do they know he's real? Looks like they might. He's gonna pop the BKB. Is the 9-second one, I do believe. Throws out the Sunder. They're looking for this young man, but he does have Reincarnate. Weaver is gonna be slowed down. This guy, oh, gets Yules in the air. The bug's still there. Dunk is gonna fly. It hits on 2. They're trying to. They permastun. Oh, he's dead for a no. He got very lucky. He didn't die to that Reaper's sight. Now they're gonna stun up again. This Kunkka will get the Torrent on Earthshaker. See you later, Weaver. And Admiral is just running over him now.
That's a wipe.
Yeah, it's a full 5. They are so
They need
lucky,
that Bloodseeker, but they just in that fight.
Nah, he's good. He's just chilling metal. Dude, and this is right. 25k lead. This Earthshaker can just zone off 2 of them himself, almost solo kill him.
And Boom Idea is just
they look great.
In shock right now. Like, they look stunned.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what to say. Like, they took a beating in this game, and Admiral just playing with fire right now. Bottom to Rax goes down to the Earthshaker. They're just walking down mid. I mean, how do you stop this? All 3 waves pushing into the base? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised to see them just go for Throne here.
Yeah. This definitely, I think we would see, if that Reaper sight did connect on the TV, I think this would just be a good game. But it looks like they have one more chance here. They have to make something happen. Looks like they will respawn before Megas might happen. Yeah, look at this. They just decommit. Why not? Yeah. All your lanes are pushed in. You're killing it. Kill this shrine. I mean, you probably don't have to wait for next Roche, but why not?
Yeah. I respect it. I think they're playing this game very smooth. The only real gripe I have with the team strategy, definitely, I would say the best of the non-invited teams we've seen so far at this event, is that they took too long to Roche. But look at this beautiful play. They kill the shrine, immediately smoke, and you're going to get a pick off here for sure.
Yep. Oh, and it's going to be the Kunkka. This is a nice one. Well, see you later, my friend. 90 seconds he's down for. A Dagon now. That's when you know you're winning. You just have Dagons.
You can't kill these heroes anymore. They still have Aegis.
Earthshaker ulti isn't quite up yet. Do get the armor on the team from that Dazzle. Lotus Orb will fly, bugs go. This is just about to be Megas. And they don't have the best wave clear again. As you said on Boom ID, they blink forward. Global is going to fly. He will Yules himself into the air. Can the Invoker somehow get out of it? BKB already committed. The Weaver goes down, a buyback instantly. There is the Mega Crease. But look at this young man in the backline. He goes for another Sunder. This time it does pay off barely. He's graved up already, but he doesn't care.
They have megas. This game is done.
I mean, it is. It just looks like it's going to be a slow, painful death. Maybe this Earthshaker has ulti. He's going to go on the back line. He only hits one, but there it is. The Reapers again, 110 seconds. Invokers did. They kill Furby, and you're probably going to see the GG called. A nice grave, and there it is. Man, this was... I said the other game was a clinic. This might have been the most... That was just... I legitimately thought this would be the closest game today.
Yeah.
6 BO1s. This is the game you thought would be close, and Admiral never looked behind, ever.
They crushed them. There really isn't much to say about this one. Like, the only thing they could have possibly done better was crush them harder and faster.
Get the Roche quicker, as you
yeah,
said.
exactly. But, I mean, got a feel for Boom ID. I do not believe this is the result they expected coming into this. Big favorites. They were undefeated in groups, but it just goes to show you sometimes the disadvantages of winning too much.
Yep.
Maybe you get a little overconfident, you put too much stock into what you've been doing, and I felt like the draft and the game plan from Admiral was just solid. They abused armor, physical damage output, the laning stage. We doubted the Dazzle, but obviously you crush a lane like that, why not?
Yeah, and then obviously this is not like Boom ID is better than this, for sure. Yeah. I honestly think they are. They've been playing well in most other things, but Admiral as well, they were only 1 or 2 games away from majors and minors, as Shiver brought up earlier, and they're looking good. They're now top 4 here. They are the one non-invited team, and they definitely deserve it after what they did. Kyle, any last thoughts to wrap up this day?
Not really. Had fun. Love casting with you.
Cool, yeah.
Looking forward to tomorrow.
You as well. I am looking forward to it, but we are going to see what the other lads over on the panel have to say about it. So, Shiver, what do you guys think about this game?
I think this game was a stomp. It was Bloodseeker going full race car, not just a build, just overall. It looked so dominant here with Capitalist, Fog, the Naughty Pixel, and indeed it is Team Admiral, Admiral Dota making it through to the last day, or to the second to last day, to the playoffs anyway. Cap, this game, not as even as we thought it was going to be.
No, certainly not. And admirable showing from Admiral as we see like what Allison is able to do on a Bloodseeker when he's not so heavily contested in his lane. I think his build was kind of interesting. I didn't really expect the face boots. The Yules was a really great choice that game. He doesn't have to worry so much about the Kunkka combo. Offensively, it sets up against the Weaver. It helps against the Invoker. There was just like a lot of good things to say about his Bloodseeker. And then I think everybody else like kind of did their job. The Hand of Midas build on the Wraith King allowed him to get a fast Radiance. Again, not really the item build I would expect, but it worked great this game.
I mean, they won all 3 lanes pretty convincingly, right?
Yeah.
And that allowed them to make so many moves around the map. They got the 3 early tier 1s as well. And yeah, the Bloodseeker was just everywhere in every single situation. I feel like, I don't want to harp on it too much. I feel like the Midas on the Invoker, they're already so far behind. I feel like that sets them back even more. And also, he went for the Exort build. I feel like they put a lot of their like concerns of being able to make plays all on St. Lucas, all on the Kunkka. Yeah. It's like, okay, either you have to land all your spells for us to be able to do stuff in this game, or we can't do anything.
You can't have 3 farmers. You need at least 1 playmaker out of your cores, and Weaver and Terrorblade can't really be the playmakers for you, so you need your Invoker to be that. And it also felt like a very schizophrenic build from him as well, concerning the fact he's got this Exort build and wants to go with a Hand of Midas, but he goes Phase Boots and Ring of Aquila.
Yeah.
Really delaying. Like, these Exort Invokers that play with Hand of Midas, they play very farmy. But he, like, tries to get involved and tries to build items to get involved, but he still wants to go the Hand of Midas and still wants to have the Exort build. So,
yeah.
Just felt like a bit of a disjoint and not a clean vision here from Boom and what they wanted to do.
And even their plays, I felt like they were super disjointed too. Like the first global down bottom, right? It just looked like they were starting the TPs in, then one got canceled, and then it's just like, oh, global. And then they just got ran over in the team fight anyway. And then this one here, okay, they had a huge disadvantage, but they completely split targets, right? The global comes out, one guy goes for Earthshaker, other guy goes for Necro. It did seem like everything kind of just fell apart for them in this game.
Add on to the fact that the Kunkka has a terrible lane for himself, actually, as a 4 position, because Dazzle, longer range than you, is going to get a lot of harassment in. Plus, they actually have this kind of sick combination where you Wraithfire Blast, you know, get skeletons on top of this guy, and then you can Shadow Wave.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage. You can't really do that to the Weaver so easily, but Kunkka, he really can't get too close to the lane at all.
I mean, they even still had a sentry down in the lane, right? And then even if you do get the Weaver down a little bit low, it's like, oh, the Thirst now is there. So.
I love the liberal use of the sentries in lane. Like, they were not afraid to just go, we're going to right-click the Weaver. We don't really care if they know where our sentry is. We're just going to lay this down. We're going to right-click him every single time he comes for CS. He can't really feel good about Shukuching and going through creeps to secure, like, the range creep because he takes, like, a bunch of damage from Shadow Wave and right-clicks. So it was cool.
Allison, rightfully so, the MVP. It was a little bit of the Bloodseeker show in the early stages, definitely. And it just worked out. It was a solid performance coming out from Admiral Dota, so the Filipino team. They move forward. And Boom ID from Indonesia has to say goodbye. Again, coming 5th, 6th here still gives you $11,000, which is still a substantial amount.
Yep. And they are a very new team.
Yes.
Like a lot of their players, this is their first real pro team. So, you know, the experience that they got out of playing LAN here and playing against a absolutely top tier in LGD, sometimes it takes you getting smacked down really hard by one of the best to really understand, you know, the difference between you and how much you need to be able to climb and to learn from that.
Yeah,
Motivate yourself.
Let's see how they do up against Fnatic. I mean, unfortunately for them, I guess they're sticking into the Southeast Asian region.
I think they've got a chance there. I really do. I mean, we just saw what they did to Boom ID, and Boom ID is a team that in the past they've looked pretty good against Fnatic in some matchups. Obviously, that was sort of different iterations of Fnatic for the most part. But no, I've just been really impressed across the board how well Admiral's done today. I'll be interested to see in terms of the draft tomorrow against Fnatic, if Fnatic do let sort of Admiral play the Bloodseeker again. Obviously, it's going to be a real comfort pick for Allison, and as we've seen in both games from Admiral, even in the game they lost from against LGG, as I was saying earlier, they're very good at winning their side lanes and sort of setting up this position for the Bloodseeker to have a great time. I mean, he didn't have a great time in the first game because he's against Arme on a Morphing. I mean, who's going to have a great time against that? Not many players at all, even those at the top of the game. So I think, Secret LGD, obviously that's going to be amazing, but Fnatic versus Admiral Dota, I think there's the potential for Admiral Dota to at least take a game. Maybe we could even see an upset and getting themselves to the final, you never know.
As long as they play quick. That's the big thing. Like, Fnatic was playing so fast with their rotations, so, like, yeah, if Admiral wants to have a good shot versus them, they have to play like they played in this game. Just constant rotations, constant pressure.
Cap, biggest story of today?
Probably just Admiral being able to make it through. Despite the fact that they lost against Boom, they got their redemption, I would say. Now they're top 4.
Standout moment for you guys?
I think they get Admiral. I think coming into this, we've seen in the past, at least in the qualifiers, you know, Admiral, they can be really sort of off and on. They have days where it looks like they're falling apart, they don't know what's going on, but they also have days where sort of the coordination is crazy, they sort of hit this momentum, these strides, they're making play after play, call after call, and they look absolutely fantastic. So I'm just impressed to see that they can hold it together and show it on a LAN stage. We've seen a lot of times online, you know, from home, now they've turned up, they're on the stage, and they're still pulling out the big plays.
I'll say the incredibly clean games from Fnatic.
I'll say Ame Morphling.
To mention someone else. Yeah.
Ame being level 23 at 24 minutes as Morphling with Ethereal Blade Lincolns. Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
But we're going to see more of all those teams tomorrow, though. We are at the PvP Esports Championships, which means there's not just Dota, but there's also Arena of Valor. Arena of Valor is the game that opens the day tomorrow, and that means 10:30, which is 10 hours from now. We'll be back live, starting off with Arena of Valor and then following up with the first 2 semifinals of Dota 2. So we hope you tune in again then.